Jar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Deep down the left sideline, he wants one. He's got it! Touchdown, Miami! There's a new cheetah in town.
Football Fridays are on your official home for Miami Dolphins football. Will Altoff and Luis Diaz are talking Fins.
I was actually with Jimmy Cefalo this morning.
Why?
He had to come in to record something.
Okay.
And when he comes in to record, I help him out.
I was just confused.
I'm Will Altoff. That's Luis Diaz. He's telling us there's a new cheetah in town.
Well, there's also going to be a new cheetah out of town.
Ooh.
I'm not the one that decided. I didn't do that. I'm a journalist.
I'm good with him
Staying?
trying to figure things out. I don't know.
He tweeted today, "I'm coming back faster and stronger."
Yeah, I saw.
That's why I tell my wife every night, and I do get faster. I don't get any stronger.
That's Luis Diaz and Will Altoff. On the other side, Carlos Picari was asking us something off air, and now we're going to start with it.
Hey, but before you even bring this up,
Yes.
I took the blame for never going with the show sheet,
Yeah.
and like that you take hours to prepare what are we going to talk about, and I ruin it every week.
And I'm doing that right
You're
now.
doing it today. And I want the record to show I'm not ruining the show. You are.
Look, I am very flexible. I just put something together. So like there's never a gap.
I get
That's
you.
my biggest fear.
Something to
is
fall on.
You run into a block and it's like, what are we going to talk about here? I ran out of material.
Yeah.
And then you're just talking about nonsense for 20 minutes.
But let's talk about, ask the question because it is a
So
good
what
question.
Carlos brought up, he's asked, let me tell you something. For the past few days, he's been asking a few people around the building because somebody else that we work with, this guy Jeff, came out to the live fish tank broadcast last night.
You and Jefferson
It
have
was
a few people around the building.
It was like, well, hey, Carlos asked me this. I was like, oh, he asked me too. Anyway, since Zach Thomas,
Zach Thomas.
who is the next Dolphins player to be considered for the Hall of Fame,
Ugh.
right?
So
I racked my brain and I came up with somebody. You came up with somebody.
who's yours?
I said the only person I could come up with was Jake Long.
No, too injured.
He was a very dominant offensive lineman when he came out of Michigan, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, he was injured. Yeah, I just like.
The problem is the Dolphins haven't had great players for long.
They always come through.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall put up huge numbers when he was here for like 2 years, but then he was gone.
And like, we haven't had great players. When we have them, we either draft them and they go on to continue their greatness for longer periods of time on another, or like I thought Cam Wake.
Mhm.
Cam Wake was a Dolphin through and through. Didn't even go to the Jets like Taylor did.
Right.
And he had what? Like he was the active sack leader for a long
Yes.
time.
I think he went to the Pro Bowl like 4 seasons.
I think I would say Cam Wake, but you're saying, dude, the Wake off.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think so, but I think at that position, like the numbers aren't big enough to make the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I like Cam Wake, and I'm trying to rack my brain because all I can think of is the terrible teams that we had for like Flo, and like who did Gase have? Brandon Albert, Mike Pouncey, brother. He was the best center. Him and his brother were the best
Marquise
centers.
was fantastic.
Him and his brother were the best.
I don't know that
centers.
Mike was as good as Marquise.
What are you talking about? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm looking at Cam Wake's career on Pro Football Reference. Career statistics, they put him up against Mario Williams, Leroy Selman, Bill Stanfield, Leslie O'Neal, Dwight Freeney. So a couple of Hall of Famers in there, but
Rashard Matthews, Devon Best, any of these guys going into the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Jarvis Landry,
Ted Ginn Jr.
Hey,
Would
dude,
he go in as a Saint?
yes, he would, because that was when he was productive.
Well, I mean, I guess you don't go in as a team guy. You just go in as a player. But right, it's the Saints.
Yeah, that would be but no, he's not a Hall of Famer. I don't know, man. I'm
Cam
trying to think
Wake,
of guys we've
1, 2, 3,
drafted.
5 Pro Bowls for Cam Wake. Is that right?
Dude, that's a Hall of Famer. That's a Hall of Famer.
What is this? Defensive Player of the Year? Is that what this award is? No, all pro. He was an all pro, first team all pro one season. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the question. 866-801-0940, 866-801-0940. Or if you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, you can also hit us up on the little talkback mic. You can leave us a little talkback. We'll, if you do leave us one, we'll go through that and see what your selection is.
Adewale Ogunleye.
Say
Jeff
that
brought
5
that up
times
last night.
fast.
Seth brought up Adewale?
Yeah.
No, Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, and Jeff brought up, here's another one. If he hadn't left, maybe Minka Fitzpatrick would have been a Dolphins Hall of Famer.
Oh, Laramie Tunsil is gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Oh man, he brought us so much by trading him off to Houston.
I mean,
Jeff also brought up Patrick Surtain, which is like a borderline guy.
Surtain potentially.
I like it. I like Surtain. I mean, Xavier Howard was very good,
Mm-hmm.
but like, is Nnamdi Asomugha in the Hall of Fame yet?
Right, I don't think so.
Alex on Instagram says Sam Madison.
Madison, yeah,
Him and Surtain were good.
they were good.
I don't know if they were great. I don't know if
Right.
they were Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of dudes that we drafted, and I'm coming up blank. Like, I'm thinking of Jared Odrick, and he's not going in.
no.
Who was the defensive end from the U? Olivier Vernon. He's not going in. Jay Ajayi. He's not going in. You know who? I mean, technically, they're going to be Hall of Famers. I think we've got 4 current Hall of Famers, but they're not going in for their contributions to the Dolphins.
Right, Tyreek will be a chief in everybody's
Tyreek,
head.
Jalen,
Right.
Calais Campbell, and I think Teron Armstead might be a Hall of Famer as well.
Jalen for the Rams, right? I mean, but he was so good with the Jaguars too.
Yeah. Well, the Jaguars are what set it off.
Yeah.
I think we have 4 current Hall of Famers, but like you said, like, we're not going to get anyone for like Brent Grimes might deserve Hall of Fame status, but he not for what he did here.
Yeah, right.
I
And-
think
and there's-
Xavier Howard.
You know, like we were saying, that's the thing. I think there haven't been players that have just been like Dolphin guys.
And like and again, this goes back to the point of we never had anyone with sustained success. Alex also says, what about Ricky Williams? Ricky
Right?
Williams was
Yeah,
great.
I think
He didn't play long enough.
exactly, and it didn't end
But
well.
he was dominant when he did. That's the thing. that's
Yeah,
really
he was
great.
good when he played. Yes,
He
very
was
much
dominant,
so.
man.
He was. Listen, Ricky Williams was amazing when he played, and he was all in. He was awesome.
Could you imagine if he wasn't on weed, like how much faster and more alert he'd be?
Hey, man.
That's him running slow.
Hey, listen. Now, if he was playing now, he could
Oh,
smoke all the weed he wanted.
what an amazing
Right?
how life
You can
works.
thank Ricky for that. He's the Kurt Flood of weed.
You know who I would have pegged, but one, we let him go when he started getting good, and 2, he didn't last long after that. Jay Ajayi. Remember that he
Yeah.
had those
He was
2
good for-
back-to-back
yeah,
200 weeks,
right?
and then he ran for 200 again later on in the season. He was a guy that, like, man, first ballot for sure. And then he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles and
That was that.
started playing video games in England, I guess. I don't know, man. This is a good question because, or it's just a sad question.
Well,
I think
it also shows I think we looked it up. Zach Thomas last played in like 2007 or something. So it
Chris Greer ain't-
also shows you that time span,
we have
17, 18 years. It makes sense.
of no elite players.
Right.
Yeah. So again,
Not necessarily no elite players, but guys who were Dolphins who were elite players.
elite as Dolphins.
Yes.
I think maybe Xavier Howard is a sneaky Hall of Fame. He was a top 3 corner
He was
for
very good.
so many years.
Yeah.
Got snubbed from Defensive Player of the Year. That he got like what 10 picks or 11 picks in 1
Yeah.
year, and he didn't win Defensive Player. I was irate. I think he deserves.
And then he
the
just
Hall.
fell off.
Oh my god! But all cornerbacks do. I was
That's
talking
it,
to some
man. You lose a step, it's over.
Nnamdi Asomugha
Yeah.
fell off out of nowhere. Darrell Revis
Revis.
fell out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Brent Grimes, fell out of nowhere. Like these guys that were the best. The 2 that haven't fallen off, which is crazy, Jair Alexander and Jalen Ramsey. I'm surprised they've
Yeah,
lasted
I don't know
so
how
long.
Ramsey has played for this long at such a high level.
It's weird.
Crazy, right?
I mean, I'm happy, but
yeah, I mean,
that begs your next question, which would be, who's your Dolphins lifer that gets into the Ring of Honor
Dolphins lifer in the Ring of Honor.
after Zach and those guys?
oh, I hate you. I hate you. I don't think I want to be your friend, Carlos. That's a good question because again, we haven't had lifers. Chris Greer doesn't believe in lifers. You know who would have been? Friggin' Oh, I got it. I actually got it.
Okay.
Zach Sealer.
I think he's
Zach
got it.
Sealer's a lifer.
I need a couple more.
A couple more
seasons.
years for
A
sure.
couple more seasons, and I think so.
Because you know what would happen? The same way they inducted Zach and Jason Taylor
Mhm.
would have been him and Chrissy Wilkes.
Oh, could you imagine? It
I
would've been
miss
so much
Chrissy
fun.
Wilkes so much. Him and Chrissy Wilkes would have been together forever, and that would have been awesome. No, yeah. Who's the next Dolphin Ring of Honor player?
Right.
Jalen Waddle, maybe if he
gotta play.
plays longer.
Right. Yeah.
Who played their entire career with us? Xavier Howard. Boom! That's
There you go.
another one.
There you go.
Let's go.
Twofer right there.
I love X.
Obviously.
He got me tickets to the Dolphins game once. I was super excited.
Really?
Yeah,
That's very
I
nice.
hooked him up at the Improv every time he asked for that one reason, and
Mm.
yeah, it was cool. I mean, I'm not a moocher. That's a problem. So many people have to me tell me they owe me favors. Hey, whatever you want, I got you. I never use them.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, he had just asked me for tickets, and I think it was Jets week, the next week, and I was like, hey, as long as we're exchanging ticks, he's like, yeah, bro, I got you. You and your wife. I'm like, yeah, me and my wife would
Awesome.
enjoy that.
Yes.
And so we went to the Jets game on his. I sat with his family.
I was gonna say, did you sit around all the wives and stuff?
I was sitting right behind his brother and other people he knows.
That's awesome.
I don't want to put his business out there, but I was sitting in his section
That's
of the game.
awesome.
Yeah, good seats.
So that's Luis Diaz. He was hanging out with Xavier Howard's friends.
Yeah.
And I'm Will Altoff. We're doing Football Fridays here for the next few hours. We appreciate you joining us. You want to check in, tell us who the Dolphins Ring of Honor or next potential Hall of Famer is. 866-801-0940. Look, man, I'm just going to give out the phone number and the talkback thing all day today.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if it
never,
goes off.
I never do it, but now it's like top of mind. So I'm going to
Hell
do
yeah.
it. Hit the talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app as well. This is Football Fridays.
From the Anachar and Levine Accident Attorneys Traffic Center.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
All right. All IG all the time now. Until the commercial ends.
My wife says Ace Ventura for Dolphins Hall of Fame.
He should be in the ring.
Put Jim Carrey in.
No.
Just
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It would have to be Ace Ventura, not Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, for that, you put like what Daniel Tosh and Darius Rucker in because they're actual fans. Who?
Was,
Lindo Mare?
No.
Lindo Mare!
No, Laces Out. Who was the kicker?
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
Come on, guys.
Of course. Couldn't come up with Finkel. Yeah, put Finkel in the Hall of Fame. Lindo Mare. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Lindo Mare. Yeah, but do people remember Lindo Mare? I met him at a Shula's. Pete Stojanovic?
Pete Stoyanovich.
Who is that? Because I don't even know
You
that
remember
name.
Pete
But
Oh, yeah, you're young.
I don't even know that name.
He was their kicker in like the 80s.
Was he nasty?
Yeah. He was good.
Oh, what about the quarterback? Dan Marino. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Is he in the Ring of Honor? Does he have his
I
own?
wonder.
He's got the
Wait,
whole
Dan?
end zone, right?
Dude, Dan has whatever he wants.
No, because I think in the Ring of he has like either the whole
Really?
end zone or just the
He
biggest.
should have the whole end
plot.
zone.
I think yeah. Because I know it's got like his records,
He
and I
should
think
have his own
Shula has
ring.
his records.
Right?
But like not written once, written over and
All
over.
around, Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, Dan Marino, Dan Marino.
Well, also, all these guys go away.
Alex brings up Richmond Webb,
Right.
which
Yeah, but they've
Well,
already
yeah, he's-
tried.
but he's before Thomas. We're talking about since Thomas, but yes, he deserves the Hall.
Yeah.
But no, we're talking about since Zach Thomas.
Yeah, for sure. He should be in there.
Man. Travel delayed Bucks to easy. Hold on. But yeah, we're talking Ricky. What about Ronnie?
I've heard from a source that Ricky Williams will never get in the Ring of Honor.
Why? Wait, why? Because of the weed?
Because of how it all went down with the Dolphins.
How'd it go down?
We left the team before the season. It's getting underway. Because he was going to get popped for weed. And he retired or whatever. Yeah. Because he left them high and dry. I've heard no chance.
You've heard from like a very reliable source?
Yeah.
So okay, so you've heard from a decision maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are back on Football Fridays. I'm Will Althoff. That's Luis Diaz. Richmond Webb's name came up during the break.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating because no, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but he was from before Zach Thomas when we actually cultivated and were loyal to great players.
And it didn't come to mind either for me, I guess, because he was in the running this past season. And
we're talking about guys that that were loyal to the Dolphins, and more importantly, the Dolphins were loyal to.
Yeah.
Because that's something we haven't had since Zach retired, apparently.
It's crazy that there's nobody that actually like comes to mind in that sense.
But Carlos is right. The years of mediocrity have led to picking in this weird spot every time in the first round. And granted, you can find the gems.
Yeah.
But usually the greats are going to come earlier. And yeah, we've been picking in this weird spot where we haven't been able to get, a lot of Hall of Famers. And when we do get great players, we leave them.
They leave.
They leave because the Dolphins leave them high and dry by not giving them a fair and honest contract. Hennessy Williams, my favorite comic from Miami, agrees with me. Cam Wake, and he clarifies, and I say this knowing he ain't getting it. Damn it!
Olindo Mare's name came up.
Hey, who's the genius that remembered Olindo Mare because he ran into him at a Shula Steakhouse once when he was 10?
That's a good one.
This guy. But that's not a Hall of Fame. That's more Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But he's a Ring of Honor guy. He led the team in points for God knows how many years.
Right? You would imagine. Is his name up there? Who's in the Ring of Honor?
Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor, the only two I know for a fact besides Shula and Marino.
Dan, right?
Because I was an intern when they were put in.
Marx Brothers.
Zonka for sure.
Let's see. Joe Robbie, Zonka, Greasy. Paul Warfield, Bunikade, Jim Langer, Larry Little, Dwight Stevenson, Kuchenberg.
Wait, Warfield? Is he the one? No, I'm saying, is he the one that came from the Browns, or is that Mark Clayton? No, Paul Warfield came from the Browns. I read that in the book. Right?
Let's see, I'm not off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
Warfield came from the Browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we can get if Tyreek stays, and no, not Tyreek, I don't like him. If Jalen Ramsey stays. He goes in the Ring of Honor. Give me 3 more years of Ramsey as a Dolphin. I put him in the Ring of Honor. Alex agrees.
Marino, Clayton Duper, Dick Anderson, Richmond Webb.
Hennessy agrees too. Jalen Ramsey, give him 3-4 more years with the Dolphins and retires in. He goes in the ring easily. Dude, I still remember his first play with the Dolphins, his first game against the Pats, that he called his pick and got it.
Yeah, he's such a great player.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I'm trying to think now. Like, let's think of the current players. Let's change it to like current outlook. Which current players, if let's not wish on people getting fired, because again, the Dolphins are part of this station and we don't want to lose our jobs. Let's pretend like Chris Grier somehow finds loyalty to the people he drafts.
Okay.
Let's pretend like he's a good guy for once, or like he becomes one. What current Dolphins? Stop shaking your head. You're not the one that's going to get fired. I will. Relax. Who are the current Dolphins that, if they continue on their trajectory, let's not talk Hall of Fame because that's really hard.
We'll go Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. Like I said, Jalen Waddle, if he continues on that trajectory, born and raised a Dolphin, he's going in, I think.
Sealer, who really progressed and became a player here.
Easily.
Yeah.
Kader Kohu, if he continues on this
a good
trajectory, I
one.
think he might.
Uh,
If Jordan Brooks can stay a Dolphin, I'm sold after 1 year on this guy. And he's still young. He's what, 27, 26? He's got 7 more good years in him. Maybe more.
what about no?
I like your face. No, do it.
No.
You're gonna say Devon Achane?
I was gonna say Achan.
Yes, dude. Yes, that's
right?
a good one.
I was gonna say Achan.
You know what sucks? Achane, yes. If he again continues and he stays with us.
He was such a huge part of that offense this year.
Mhm.
Obviously, the year before he scored a ton of touchdowns. He was a big part of it too. But this year, when Tyreek and Jalen struggled, or Tua wasn't in, Devon was all over the place.
You know who we got too late? If not, he would have in this system.
I know where you're going.
Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Jonnu
Jonnu
Smith.
Smith.
We
Yes!
are a married couple.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yes, dude. We kiss on the mouth and we know each other's brains.
Yeah, man. Jonnu, he was so good with the Titans and obviously with the Patriots.
It wasn't.
Like,
I think he fell off with the Patriots, really.
maybe a
and the
little bit, but
Falcons,
with the
too.
Titans, when he came out with the Titans, he was
nasty.
amazing. Yeah, he was fantastic.
I remember he was a senior when I was at FIU calling the games,
Mm-hmm.
and I did like a morning sports show there as well. And that was the year his girlfriend threw like a hot tea kettle or a hot coffee pot on him, and like took him out a few games.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he was a monster. I was like, dude, this guy's going unreal. I was like, it goes T.Y. Hilton, Jonnu Smith, greatest FIU Golden Panthers of all time.
I like that list.
Yeah. Well, there's only 2 people.
That's
So
T.Y. Hilton, man. He was fantastic too.
Yeah,
you
dude.
wouldn't see it. Looking at the guy, you figure he's just like a small dude, but
Small
man.
dude.
But of course, when you got Peyton Manning throwing footballs to you, that helps too.
yeah. You know who we haven't said?
Peyton Manning?
No. You know who speaking of Peyton Manning, you know who we haven't said?
Go ahead.
Are we gonna say it? For Ring of Honor? Is Tua gonna make the Ring of Honor?
I don't know, man.
He's a few games away. Like he definitely gets this after this season. I think he already has more passing yards than like Tannehill.
He's
or is he
got-
trailing only
They
Tannehill?
gotta win a playoff game. Gotta win a playoff game.
Does Tannehill go in the Ring of Honor?
No way.
Nah.
Nah.
You know who I'd put in the Ring of Honor before Tannehill? Matt Moore. I love that dude.
Dude.
Give me Jay
They went to
Cutler
the
in the Ring
playoffs
of
that
Honor.
year. I was gonna say Cutler. Oh,
Brock
man.
Osweiler.
Cleo Lemon.
Cleo Lemon.
Lemon.
David
Osweiler, I
Garrard.
forgot about that.
Yeah, man. Brock Osweiler was here.
Oh man.
Josh Rosen was here.
Josh Rosen.
For his 2 years here, I'll give Fitzy.
Jacoby Brissett.
No, not Jacoby. Teddy, yes. Jacoby, no.
What's his face from the Bills?
Fitzmagic. Yeah.
Fitzy.
that's a good one.
No, there was another guy from the Bills.
A quarterback?
Yeah.
Another quarterback from the
No.
Bills.
I only know Fitzmagic and Josh Allen. And Jim Kelly, of course.
No. JP Lossman? Is that what you're thinking
No.
of, Carlos?
Okay. Oh, wait. We're talking about players. You wrote this down. I'm bringing us back to the format of the show.
Okay, do it.
You're welcome. He's not going to win it, but Chop Robinson up for a nominee for Rookie of the Year,
Defensive Rookie of the Year, yes.
That's
he had a
a
great
guy.
season towards the end.
That's a guy, dude.
Second half, he really came on.
Hey, I've said it on Twitter. I haven't said it on Instagram because we're on Instagram Live. This is going to count. How about I was completely wrong. I thought this was going to be a Charles Harris 2.0, just drafting in the first round
Yeah.
and not going to produce. I had no faith in Chop Robinson. I was so wrong. And I love when I'm wrong this way. I don't like when I'm wrong Tua style. I like when I'm wrong this style because I did not expect him to do that well. And it took his games, it took his time. But man, he came on. He was one of the best pass rushers in the league. I think like his pass rush win rate was top 5 in the NFL, not even among rookies.
Yeah, and pressures. He's really good with pressures and hurries and all those things.
And that was Jalen Phillips in the beginning of his career, and then
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips turned him into sacks. That part takes a little bit of time for most people.
And it's interesting too because I think that was the knock on Chop coming in, that he wasn't necessarily ready to go right away.
Everyone
but towards
thought
the end of the season, he turned it on. I mean,
everyone thought Mo Kamara was going to start over, me included.
Yeah.
Because we're dumb. We don't watch games. We just look at the fact that Mo Kamara had more stats than him in college. Alex says Alec Ingold is the type of player for the Ring of Honor. Give me the same rules for
I
Jalen
could
Ramsey.
see that too.
Give
right.
me 5 more years of Alec Ingold.
Yeah.
I'll put him in there.
Right.
And he's still young, no? He's in his 20s. He's like
yeah,
28.
he's early 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, not early 20s, later 20s, but right. He played a few years with the Raiders, but that was
and
it,
that's
right?
it. I think he's like 4 years with the Raiders.
Yeah.
He's got to be in 27, 28.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would put him in there.
Alec Ingold.
You know, you hear from a lot of guys that he's a big part of that offense. Obviously, the run game, he's a big part of that run game as a fullback.
What does Tua have to do for you to put him in the Ring of Honor?
He's gotta win a
playoff game.
He's got to win at least one playoff game.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see more. Honestly, I'd like to see more. But
Yeah.
but when you look at the fact that they haven't won a playoff game since Dan Marino, or like, you know, like win a
Hasn't been good.
playoff game.
It hasn't been good.
You win a playoff game, you're automatically elevated.
Didn't you get one with Fiedler?
Yeah, I think he got one with Fiedler. But
Think he beat
like,
the Colts.
yeah, you got that one. I can't remember who the running back was, but they had that huge day against the, why can't the name come to my head?
Hey,
Now I got to think about it. But
It doesn't matter. It was 24, 25 years ago.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, because they've had such futility at quarterback and he's played so well when he has played,
Mm-hmm.
you get a playoff win, you get the Dolphins over that little hump that everybody just wants to see happen. Psh,
Yeah, I was putting it on. I was watching these divisional round games this weekend, man, and it just killed me because I don't think Tua, every time I watch playoff games, because it happened last year during the playoff run, I was out on Tua. Then during the offseason, I started drinking the Kool-Aid again. But now when I'm watching these playoff games again, I just cannot believe that Tua is the guy. Just because he can do everything these guys can do, except he can't do it without getting injured. Because yeah, he can kill everybody from the pocket, dice you up. And yeah, he can get that 8-yard scamper, he can get that 4-yard scamper. But he's going to get injured when he runs. For some reason, he can't get tackled without getting injured. And if he could figure out how to do that, brother, I was going crazy because I can't put myself with the same way the Dolphins are complacent with being a 500 type of team. We're being very complacent with a 500 quarterback right now because he's not playing all the games. And when he does play all the games, he doesn't win all the games. So I'm sorry to make it about Tua again.
the best ability is availability, as they say.
Brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If he can stay healthy, that's a huge part. He stays healthy. They win one of those games this year. Boom, playoffs.
Yeah, but do we win in the playoffs?
I don't know.
No. I can answer that
do
for
we
you.
win?
No.
Oh, you're saying just overall, yes. Right.
No, we won't win in the playoffs. But I don't blame
And that's
him.
what I'm saying. If he
That I
gets,
blame the way the team is built.
and that's what I'm saying. If he gets the win, it's going to be a legend.
Yeah.
That's Luis Diaz. I'm Will Altoff. Carlos is telling us to break. This is Football Fridays.
Fox Sports 940 weather.
We continue on our day with partly cloudy.
Facts. Can't take a tackle without getting an injury, and we can't have that. That's the thing, bro. Like I put it on IG, and I fully stand by it. I need to trade the house, trade everything for Cam Ward or Shador. And I know Shador is going to be a locker room cancer. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I really don't. I truly couldn't care less because Cam Ward and Shador, those are like Jaden Daniels took the Commanders to the NFC Championship game his rookie year. Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Like, we need that. We need that. And I don't think Tua's it. Every time I watch playoff football, I'm reminded and then I forget. And Will, I need you to keep me honest this offseason because I'm just going to fall back into my old ways.
Well, we all bought into the hype this offseason. We all thought that they were going to win 14 games this year.
Vocal Tua. Fuck off. They need to fix a lot of their strats. I don't know what strats means. Oh, starters, I guess. And plays. You can see them doing the same plays. You can read through them like a window. 100%. They give away what they're doing. Alex says Jackson Dart is the guy in this draft. All right. And he says neither Cam or Shador are the guys. Cam and Shador are that dude. They don't shit on them. I like Jackson Dart. I saw him play one game and I wasn't mad at it. But don't shit on my dog Cam. You can shit on Shador Sanders. Sure, I don't care. I don't have loyalty to him. Don't shit on Cam. You know who I might take a flyer on if he's there in the second round? And I did not like him when I watched him.
Okay.
Jalen Milroe. To me, he's a more pro-ready Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got to figure something out.
If he's there in the second round, and just for this reason, I did like 5 mock drafts in a row, and he was always there in our second round pick. And I got him every time.
I mean, obviously they got to do something at that position because Tyler Huntley ain't going to be the guy.
Is Jalen Milroe making you scream no? What are you talking about? Dude, right now, all I'm thinking about is Josh Allen became a good quarterback in the NFL. He didn't become a good quarterback in college. He became a good quarterback in the NFL.
That's true. Well, I mean, he had the tools, I guess.
I get not another Alabama quarterback, Alex, but this one's different. This one ain't Bryce Young. This one ain't Tua. This is not who's AJ McCarron. Jalen Milroe's built different. A poor man's Jalen Hurts, maybe.
The Dolphins got to win. It was against the Colts. That was their last win, a wild card game. Lamar Smith had over 200 yards rushing.
That's a lot.
It's a big game. Oh, right, Tyrod.
Are you talking in to, or is this pre-recorded?
Yes. No, there's nothing pre-recorded.
All right, so we'll throw to it.
Yeah.
Proceeds benefit the NASCAR Foundation. We're racing to help children. Favorite sport.
Yeah, but I haven't recorded the lead-ins or anything. Sitting by. So stupid.
You're listening to Football Fridays with Will Altoff and Luis Diaz. I almost stumbled on my own name there.
I like that you said mine easily, though. I appreciate that.
I don't know what I got problems. So if you want to get in touch with us, 866-801-0940. You can also hit the talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app if you're listening to Fox Sports 940 over there.
Yeah, that's that. I know the chat on IG Live.
Yeah,
it says there's only 4 of us, but we're having the 4 of us are having a very intense chat about future quarterbacks of the Dolphins. So if you want to verbalize it with your words, definitely call in. What's that number again?
866-801-0940.
866-801-0940.
There it is.
Put that on the chat as well in case any of these guys want to.
Yeah, why not? So, the backup quarterback position, they got to do something about that this offseason. Figure out some stability there because I say going forward, you got to say 2 or 12 games. Set the line at 12 games.
Which to me, and I know what you're. I know we're going to finish this hypothetical, but for me, just when I hear 2 for 12 games, which is a reality at this point, as soon as you see the first exit in his contract, you take that exit. Finish your thought, though.
No, that's it. I'm just saying because of that reason that you know that
you
got him for 12
5
games. You need 5 games from somebody else. So,
and
who is it?
Evidently, in the last 3 years, this is kind of the same thing I was telling my wife.
Okay.
That it's okay that I bet $100 in fantasy football because in the 4 years I've played, 2 of them I've won.
There you go.
I know there's a bunch of other, but let's look at the numbers. And 2 of them I've won. It's okay that it's half the time.
You've made up your entry fee for at least the next few seasons.
So in the last 3 years, 2 of them, Tua hasn't even been available for a playoff game or a hypothetical one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not only do you need a backup quarterback for 5 years, just looking at the math, you're going to need him if somehow we make the playoffs. You're going to need him for more than 5. Because you can't expect Tua to. You can't even expect Tua to be available in the most important games. So
we got AJ in Miami calling us. AJ, what's going on?
Completely agree with that. Completely. Tua is a win or lose situation. You know, he has his potential. Yeah, he has his times where he plays good. You know, they really changed their plays towards him. which was a killer because then everybody was lost once we lost him. And from there we went down. Now, yeah, he has potential, but he gets on the field, gets tackled, one hit, he's out.
That's the annoying thing is because all these other quarterbacks, even the not running quarterbacks, they can take a run out there. Matthew Stafford is running, getting tackled. He's popping right back up.
Yeah.
When our guy tries to do it, and then people want to say like, oh, it's the O-line. It's not the O-line. It's him getting tackled against the Texans like a regular dude, getting tackled by DeMar Hamlin like a regular dude, and missing games because of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
thing is,
Go ahead.
Everybody wants to blame the O-line. And as a person who used to play O-line, but I switched to linebacker,
Ooh, skinny.
listen, O-line, we do our job in the trenches there, you know, don't always blame it on the O-line. Also, QB has the job of looking for that pocket. If he misreads that pocket and, you know, he hits one of the D-lines, it's over.
100%. I
He
will
loses
say
his speed and momentum, and that's when they catch him. You get me?
I will say something that Tua has had since the day he got in here. He does have a great presence and feel for the pocket, where the pressure's coming. He's really good in the pocket. And yeah, he gets his sacks. But I just remember that from between him and Tannehill, everyone wanted to like, oh man, poor Tannehill. He's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, which he always was. But that's because he was terrible in the pocket, had no feel. Whereas Tua, great pocket presence, and he knows when he has to run. He just, if God forbid he gets tackled, you can expect him to miss the next 3 weeks.
AJ, we appreciate. Go ahead.
He's one of those QBs that you think that, you know, in high school how everybody says, "Oh, why do you have to protect the QB?" He's one of those.
Yeah,
he's one of those. Yeah.
AJ, appreciate the call. If anybody else out there wants to check in, 866-801-0940. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing for me is that they got to figure that out. And if they can figure that out, that's a big piece of the puzzle. But
and the most annoying part is that he is so good when he plays.
Right, that's the thing.
He has his bad games. Everyone has his bad games.
It's just like Tehran. You can't expect him to play the whole season, but when he's in there, bang.
Chris Carble says it. I think he's in the top 7 to 10 range of quarterbacks in the NFL, which makes it harder because those 12 games give him maybe 1 or 2 bad games a year. You're getting 10 games of elite quarterback play. But one, we've seen it against the Cardinals and the Bills. That may not be enough. And people want to say, "Oh, you need a quarterback that you can win because of." Look at Joe Burrow. His team, they couldn't win because they lost in spite of him. The Bills and Cardinals games with the Dolphins this year, they lost in spite of Tua.
Yeah,
because he couldn't do anything more. And yeah, you're going to get 10 games of elite quarterback play, but they're going to be in the beginning of the year when the games don't matter. And if you can get one of those games in the playoffs, that's great. But he's proven he's not going to do that. And that's what makes it hard because of the elite play. If you were a bad girlfriend to me and then you cheated on me,
the thing.
I'd be like, yo,
so good.
We're done. We're breaking up.
Yeah.
But if you treat me nice, you take me to Disney, you take me to dinner and you pay, you buy me drinks, and then you cheat on me, I'm going to be like, I mean, baby, let's work it out. Like, you treat me so good.
Talk about quarterbacks that know Tua. One of those quarterbacks is playing this weekend. Quarterback for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. He spoke this week about the game coming up on Sunday against the Commanders.
A really well-coached group. They fly to the ball. They affect the passer. Got great defensive backs. I think they're a great team, obviously, to be playing consistent ball like they have. They're a really good team. Really, really good group on defense for sure.
Obviously, you have to focus on the Washington defense, but I'm curious if when you face someone who's having a season like Jaden Daniels, does it?
30 seconds.
Do you pay attention to it? Do you notice it?
In what regard?
And just in general for playing the position.
Yeah, you're always watching ball. You know, you see the game on. We played Saturday and we played the next day and doing meetings and passing. You definitely see all the competition out there and everyone going out there and competing. And we know this is a really good team. They got great quarterback, great wideouts, and a well-coached group. So it'd be a great challenge for us.
I like that he was like, "What do you mean?
In what way?
What way do I like Jalen Daniels? What do you mean, Jaden Daniels?" But
by the way, he gave me Jalen Hurts. I love him on the microphone because my favorite sports clip of all time is not playoffs. It's not we ain't done yet. Job ain't done. My favorite clip is the one of the Vanderbilt player that is like, we're gonna show you real SEC football, and then it cuts to him in the post conference. Like he's like, Alabama, you're up next, and Jalen Hurts like, technically we are next on their schedule, so he is right, and like just so monotone but so funny.
Yeah,
like he's Bill Belichick with a sense of humor, and I love him. I think he's so funny.
I think it's going to be an interesting game between them and the Commanders this weekend. Two very different quarterbacks in the sense that like one of them's like a power run guy. The other guy can run, but he also throws. I mean, like Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin has been out of his mind this season because Jaden Daniels they keep making plays together. So I'm interested to see how this goes this weekend. But playing teams that many times in the season, they know each other so well. I just feel like the Commanders are going to hit a brick wall.
You know what's funny is I was talking to my buddy. I think I said this last week. I was talking to my buddy pastor, who is like one of my only. I have 3 friends that are Bills fans, and he's one of them. And he was honestly telling me, after the season on my Instagram Live. He was telling me I genuinely did not want to see the Dolphins in the playoffs. And I'm like, dude, you have our number. What are you talking about? He's like, we're playing you. We beat you twice. Yes. But to play a team 3 times,
right?
That's hard to win 3 times in one season. Like he was like, the team that worried me the most was the Dolphins. I am so glad the Dolphins are not playing us in the 7th seed. I was like, that's crazy. Because in my head, it's like, if we had to play in Buffalo, chalk it up. Don't even fly the plane out there. But they're genuinely worried, and it's
interesting.
You guys both have that point, which is like, yeah, you're playing a team for a 3rd time.
Yeah,
this is gonna be intense. It's either gonna be super high scoring or it's gonna be 12-3. You know?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. They're both gonna be great games on Sunday. AFC NFC Championship.
Who do you? So like Jaden Daniels already has as many playoff wins as Lamar Jackson, which is annoying.
That's crazy.
Which means he has 2 more than Tua.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
That's
but like I'm trying to think, because as a Tua fan, I know I crap on him a lot, and I do, I mean it. But like as a Dolphins fan, I'm trying to look at this as which narrative helps the Dolphins the most as to the way the rest of the playoffs can shake out. I don't want the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because I don't want Jalen Hurts to win the Super. I don't want him to be the first 2020 quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I think that deserves to be Joe Burrow or Tua, but no, that's Joe. Like, let Joe Burrow be the first of the 2020s to win a Super Bowl, because he truly has been carried by his team, and he's gonna win. He, of course, since he's a quarterback, he's gonna get all the credit. He deserves none of it. This is Saquon's team. I don't want Jaden Daniels to win the Super Bowl because you're a rookie. You don't deserve it. The Dolphins fans, I've been crying for you. You don't deserve it yet. I don't want the Bills because I don't want the Bills. For me, it's 3-peat season.
I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm praying on, baby.
Man, like until somebody beats them, I'm just gonna keep betting on the Chiefs. That's it. Like nobody. It doesn't matter who they're playing, how they're playing, nothing. They're just gonna go in there and they're gonna win.
Yeah, until
somebody beats them.
Until the Bills come in here this year and destroy them.
Yeah, that'd be huge. It'd be huge for the Bills to be able to get over the hump like that.
Yeah, we were. It's funny how the regular season versus the playoffs is so different, because during the regular season, I feel like the Bills always beat the Chiefs. The Bills truly have the Chiefs number in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's not even a question. You know the Chiefs are going to win, and I always wonder, because maybe it's something we can ask OJ McDuffie when he gets on. But like when there's a rivalry, but the results are always one-sided, is it a mutual rivalry, or is it like the Dolphins hate the Bills? I don't think the Bills care about the Dolphins because they know they're always going to win.
It's a good question.
The Bills hate the Chiefs.
Right.
I don't think the Chiefs hate the Bills because they always win.
Right.
You know, is it a rivalry?
Right. The Chiefs rivalries are probably have a bigger rivalry with the Broncos, who before this season stunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still, that was a game that they look forward to, playing the Broncos. Even if they were 3-12, they didn't care. Like that was a big game for them.
The Broncos versus the Chiefs is like the Dolphins versus the Patriots,
right?
In the Tom Brady era, because it didn't matter how bad we were going to split the season with you.
Right.
We were going to win one.
Still a rivalry game. And that's why this year, when those Jets games were coming up, I was saying, I mean, obviously, it's a little different because there is no Aaron Rodgers, Jets, Dolphins rivalry.
No.
But still, because those teams, they played each other so many times over the years, you got to think that they're going to split it somehow.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Man.
I mean, the Bills beat the Patriots beat the Bills in the final week of the season.
Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah, the Broncos beat the Chiefs. Yeah.
Oh, they crushed them. That game was terrible.
Yeah, but like, no, Oh my God, Alex just reminded, dude, we forget that the Bills are playing two different teams this weekend. The team of the Chiefs,
right,
and the team of referees.
Oh,
you don't by any chance? No, I forgot to pull it. I forgot to tell you to pull it. I forgot to think about pulling it. The audio of Pat Mahomes saying,
thanking the refs.
Oh no, we don't have a thing with the refs. I think they're pretty good, and they're evenly calling the games. Shut up, Kermit. Of course you're saying that because you know it's super one-sided.
Well, until somebody beats them,
dude. I hate it. I hate it.
That's Luis Diaz. I'm
no,
all
are
top.
we done? Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
we'll come back on the other side and talk more about this. And do you know that somebody selling fake Jason Kelce memorabilia?
Who's buying fake?
Great question. We'll talk about it after this on Football Fridays.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting?
Oh my God.
Just got a note. My daughter fell at recess.
Ugh,
Smashed
she
her
okay?
face. Ugh.
She okay?
Yeah. Smashed her face, scraped it good. Plus, oh my God, so her face is going to be all scratched up. Huh, poor kid.
Smashed her face is a strong adjective.
Well, that's what my wife wrote. I don't know exactly. Said her nose is bruised. Oh my God. She's got a play date tomorrow. She's going to have to go over there with the Rip Hamilton mask on.
That's funny.
She's going to go over there like the Dark Knight.
You pushed me in the playground. Chris Carbo, Commanders versus Chiefs. I hope so. And I hope the Chiefs win. 3-peat, baby.
Yeah, man.
Commander in Chief. Alex, I hate the Bills, but they're going to beat the Chiefs. Write this down. Again, the Bills, I think, are the better team. I hope they don't win. Josh Allen can't carry the Bills past the Chiefs. Not in the playoffs. Brandy says, go Bills. Shut up, Brandy. Alex, just watch the refs unless the refs take it, the Bills are demolishing the Chiefs. Maybe. You a fan of Big Boss Man?
A wrestler?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like that was like a dragging these nuts on your face type of thing. Like you a fan of dragons? I'm like, dragon? Like imagine dragging these nuts. Like, yeah, like that's what I feel like I fell into. That's an out of nowhere question, Mr. Chubbs. And I don't know if you just got me. Does he wear fishing shirts and Martin Dolphins hats?
I can see that. You do look like the Big Boss Man a little bit.
I do. Brandy says, y'all will see. I hope not. Oh, Mr. Chubbs clarifies. Yeah, the wrestler.
There you go.
I got to look up
That
Big
makes
Boss
sense.
Man.
Oh, yeah. When you say it, you're like, oh, my God.
That's me. Yeah, I can see it.
Right? You see it.
Dad, fat guy, goatee, caps. I like that he's wearing a cop outfit. I like him. I like Big Boss. Yeah, I do like Big Boss Man, Mr. Chubbs. Sabarots.
Big Boss Lewis from now on.
Big Head, is that you? Big Head. Bills versus Eagles, and Eagles take it home. That would be my least favorite Super Bowl.
But at least the Bills wouldn't be winning.
And but that's the best outcome of my least favorite Super Bowl possibility. And I don't mind the Eagles. I don't mind the Eagles winning the Super Bowl if everyone realizes it wasn't Jalen Hurts and it was all Saquon.
It's all Saquon.
Which also, maybe this is something we talk about on the air. I understand it's a quarterback award, so Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson for MVP. Why is Saquon? Saquon carried his team this far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's the 9th player to get 2K yards. I don't know, man.
Crazy.
I think he deserves it. Yeah, baby. Real quick, what's up?
To invite you to drop that like luggage or baggage and accept the only reality is love is the only thing that's real.
That's such a good job, Maya. Maya, I'm so proud of you. Maya, go get ice cream. Oh, we're back. Turn on the radio. I'm gonna talk. Hold on. I gotta
back here on Football Fridays.
I gotta say something.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just got a call from my wife.
Okay.
And I told them to tune into the radio because, all right, a student, anonymous student, I may have said the name on Instagram Live. Guys, keep that a secret. An anonymous student was in my youngest daughter's bubble.
Okay.
And she told her teacher, hey, student is in my bubble. It's a girl, another girl. There's a girl. Hey, girl student is in my bubble and she's not getting out. And the teacher said, hey, get out of her bubble. And she didn't. And my daughter kicked her. And my daughter kicked her out of her bubble. And so I'm literally like, if you're on Instagram Live, you heard me talk to my wife about like, and she's like, hey, my wife literally goes, Maya, isn't that a good thing? And I'm like, great job, Maya. You kicked her out of your bubble. I'm so proud of you. And so, Maya, if you're listening, you did such a good job. You told the teacher and the girl didn't listen. So you kicked her out of your bubble. You protect your bubble. You stand your ground. You own your bubble. And if they don't listen, you push them out with force. Maya, I'm so proud of you. We can go back to football now, but I need
ignorant, but what's a bubble?
A bubble, like a personal bubble.
Yeah, personal space.
Hey, hey, you get mad at me for not knowing documentary and old sports stuff?
No, true. I thought you were talking about an actual physical bubble.
No. This girl was in my daughter's personal space, too close to my daughter, and apparently she told the teacher. My daughter went about it all the right way. She told the teacher, didn't listen.
You tell the teacher, right? Yeah, man.
Take matters into your own hands. And I've always told my kids, if you need to get physical with someone and you get in trouble or whatever happens, if you needed to get physical and you do, you're getting ice cream. You're getting ice cream. Oh, my wife says the teacher did nothing. I thought the teacher did something and the girl didn't still listen. Oh, okay. So
this is a whole nother conversation now.
Even better that you kicked her and now kick the teacher. Teacher's not doing her job. Bro, yeah. Hey, so I've always told my kids, if you have to get physical and you do, you're getting ice cream. If you get in trouble and they call me, I'm picking you up early from school because you don't deserve to be in trouble. You deserve to be getting ice cream. And so now, Mom, I hope you're listening. Get Maya ice cream. Maya deserves ice cream. Maya, I hope you're not sad. You did such a good job. That's it. That's it for Maya. Yeah, man. You get in my daughter's personal bubble. She's gonna mess you up.
Man, you gotta understand personal space. This is something I try and teach my son. My son is 8. He's very I don't know how he's very
there's a word for it.
Yeah, he's not. It's not that he's handsy.
There's a word for it in Spanish.
He's very affectionate, but he's very he's always all up on us. I'm like, it's cool, but you got to realize you can't be up on people all the time. You can't be all up on people. You got to give people their space.
There's a perfect word for it in Spanish.
Close talker.
Yes, exactly. He's like Judge Reinhold.
I can't think if you're on Instagram Live, you can. There's a word for it in Spanish, and I can't. But it's kind of like affectionate, where it's just like you're pretty much like your love language is physical touch.
Yeah.
So you're always hugging people, and like that's
everybody here in South Florida.
Yeah. It's
so much
that I don't know the word, because I am one of those kinds of people where it's like I hug and we're like me and my wife are always holding hands. Like it's with the loved ones that you're always loving and hugging and touching, where my wife does not like physical touch. She is not that word. And there. Oh, and Mackenzie, you did a great job too. Mackenzie, I'm so proud of you also for whatever you did. I got a text.
Oh yeah, you got to
that Mackenzie
exactly.
is mad that I left her out.
Equal.
Well,
thanks.
Mackenzie, if someone's in your personal bubble and you kick them, you get ice cream. You know that rule. You know that if someone touches you and you hit them back, you also get ice cream, Mackenzie. So I know you're listening still. You can have a bite of Maya's ice cream.
This has been Parenting with Luis Diaz.
No, it's not that, Julian. That's not the word.
I just got a text. My kid fell in the playground, smashed her face.
Fell or pushed? Because I got a kid that'll kick
I
the
was
hell
gonna
out of
say
anyone.
maybe these two have been hanging out. No, my kid's in your kid's personal space.
No, I'm saying if your kid got pushed to the floor, I'll send Maya to kick whoever that was.
Oh, that's good too. I
Oh,
like this.
hold on.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you, and maybe I didn't. I don't remember your answer. This is a problem my wife has with me all the time as well. You would tell me that Broward, when it was super hot, wouldn't let you play outside.
Ugh.
Is it the same for now that it's super cold, or no? Are they playing outside in the super cold?
They've been in and out. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they've been going out. The other day, one of my kids was out for a minute, but not all the classes go out.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
My wife says, one, Mackenzie's also getting ice cream. Okay,
good.
That's fine. The word is cariñoso, where it's like it's just it's what you said about your son. He's very cariñoso. It's like
Caring.
The care. I don't know if caring to me like
Well, it's
affectionate,
really, but it's
caring, but it's like the physical attribute of that where. Like as a cariñoso kid, you're always going to be hugging your parents, hugging your sister, giving like, your friends. Whereas if you're not cariñoso, it doesn't mean you don't love them, but it's less physical. It's like, I love you, mom, from a distance. And I don't need the hugs. Like my wife is not cariñoso.
Yeah.
I am. So I know every time she reaches out to hold my hand, I'm like, oh, she's really thinking of me. Like it's so sweet and I love it. And
yeah, I think part of it is when my son was born, I smothered him all the time.
Oh, well then, yeah,
So it's probably my
you did
fault.
it. You're cariñoso.
And now I'm like, buddy, you gotta give us some space. But
Brandy-
oh man, when I had my son, I was all over him, just like all the time.
Going down the comments on Instagram Live, if the Eagles win, it's all Saquon.
We are.
Hey, yeah, Penn State.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All Chiefs fans have Patriots gear in their closet. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now they might have
What's the
Lakers
next team?
fans.
What's the next team?
Dolphins.
They're gonna have all Dolphins gear in their closet next.
Yeah, hopefully. I know I'm a Chiefs fan this weekend. Saquon, amazing year. Do wheels fall off next season for fantasy purposes? Let's talk about next year when we get to next year. But there's no way you follow off 2000 with a bad season. So yeah, definitely get them. Go. Brandy says, "Go Maya, go Bills." Don't love that.
Bills.
Why'd you have to put both of those
Go
together?
Bills.
She's a Bills fan, and I like the compliments.
Yeah, I don't think until somebody beats the Chiefs that they lose. Did you see who's playing at the Super Bowl? SZA announced to perform with Kendrick Lamar.
She's joining Kendrick.
That's what they're saying.
Very cool. Hey, can you talk about the last story? Because I know you wanted to talk about Jimmy.
Yeah.
But we got Skolnick coming on later on in the show.
Correct. So Ethan Skolnick from 5 Reasons Sports going to join us 4:30 to talk about what's going on with Jimmy Butler. But this week, Marlins.
The Marlins got
themselves a Hall of Famer this week.
We got a Hall of Famer, boys and girls, and they, thems, and everyone else. Ichiro Suzuki, baby.
Not unanimous. There was one
idiot
voter who left him off his ballot. I mean, the guy could hit a ball anywhere thrown to him. It would bounce off the ground. He would hit it. It would be too high. It'd be outside the box. This guy could hit anything. Ichiro was an amazing player. Obviously, it was his years with the Mariners that everybody remembers, but he did have 3 years here in Miami. We got to see some of that Ichiro.
So I'm looking it up. He was 1 vote away from being unanimous. And I remember thinking, yeah, Ken Griffey was Griffey was 3 votes away from being a unanimous selection.
Crazy.
You know, there's only 1 unanimous Hall of Famer in baseball.
Yep.
I know you know.
No, I don't want to hear. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can come up with this.
Hey, there's a reason he was so emphatic about it.
Right. He knows. Of course he knows.
No.
Oh, yeah, because of the hat.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me a name.
I was going to say Reggie Jackson, but I don't think that's it.
No,
Thurman Munson?
Mariano Rivera.
Ah, yes, Mariano. Of course it was Mariano.
Is the only.
Yeah, Thurman's not in the Hall,
The
right?
only unanimous Hall of Famer. Which is like, dude, how are you? Who's the guy that didn't vote for Ichiro to be in the Hall?
And here's another thing. Can you retire Mariano Rivera's number?
What number is it?
It was 42.
Oh, he's a racist.
How do you retire his number?
Oh man,
They're both up there. They're both in Monument Park.
They're both up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can't
Yeah, I
do
think
that.
was he one of the last players to wear 42? He
He
must have
was.
been. Yeah.
Oh, so he was in before.
Yeah, he got
it was
grandfathered in because he played before
Nice.
they actually retired it with every team. Yeah.
nice. Oh, so he's not racist. He's just a fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was racist. Like, I'm going to make 42 for me.
42 for me. Forget
40
about Jackie Robinson.
That is the worst Hispanic accent. Were you doing a New York accent?
I don't know what happened there.
I was like,
I do awful accents.
I love
Obviously.
it. You need to do Walter Mercadolphins in your Hispanic accent one of these days.
Oh, that's so
And by
bad.
one of these days, I mean today. Today.
Ethan Skolnick coming up in about a half hour. We're going to hear some of the sound from the Bills and Chiefs. They spoke this week as well. That's Luis Diaz. I'm Will Altoff, and this is Football Fridays.
Touchdown Gators! The home of Florida Gators football. Fox Sports 940 Miami. WINC Miami.
Brings up, we were talking about what?
Radio station.
What is it?
Listen on the free.
What was that? Oh, Jeter.
What about Jeter?
He didn't have a couple of guys didn't vote for him.
Stupid. And I hate Jeter.
Right.
Saw him.
Oh, really?
I didn't tell you that yet? Okay. But let's talk about Marlins, who would be in their ring of, because Chris goes Hanley Ramirez.
And like Dan Ugla.
Dan Ugla, dude. And his name is Dan Ugla,
Dude, he was
dude.
smashing home runs.
Dan Ugla was legit.
Giancarlo? You put him in as Mike?
Mike, first ballot. First ballot. Giancarlo, not so much.
Mike Stanton?
Dude, you know for sure is Mike Lowell.
Yeah.
But the Marlins don't have like a team thing of honor, because you would have Mike Lowell, you would have for sure Conine. Yeah, Julian just said Conine. You're on the delay, but yes, I see.
We
it.
got it.
Technically, he said it before. Luis Castillo,
Cabrera?
Miggy, of course.
Right?
I would no, not Dontrell, because he did. They both, yeah. If you're gonna put Miggy, you put in D-Train. AJ Burnett, Josh Beckett. Yeah, the Marlins need a ring of honor. Oh,
Fox Sports 940 and
Edgar Renteria,
Attorney Studios. Call
Craig Counsell.
747.
Craig Counsell.
just for his batting stance. I love that dude.
Miami! There's a new cheetah in town.
Football Fridays are on your official home for Miami Dolphins football. Will Altoff and Luis Diaz are talking Fins.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
There it is. Yeah, so that's Luis Diaz. I'm Will Altoff, Football Fridays. But we veered from football today. We were talking some baseball. We got basketball talk coming up. But
So the question we started the show off was,
Right.
what Dolphins after Zach Thomas deserve to be in either the Hall of Fame and then we lowered the standards to just the Dolphins Ring of Honor.
so at least we can get somebody up there.
And so now, because I was mentioning that the Marlins have a player in the Hall of Fame, Ichiro Suzuki, going to go in as a Marlin, obviously. When we went to break, I started asking who, like, the Marlins don't have a Ring of Honor, but if they did, who would they throw in? And because they don't have one, all the names are coming in. You've got your Jeff Conine, I think, is the first guy.
Got to be.
Mr.
Marlin, you got to put him up there.
I think second for me personally is Mike Lowell.
Mike Lowell's a great one.
You got Luis Castillo.
Hanley Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez was what started this conversation.
Yes.
You're right. Now I'm getting Juan Pierre.
I do love Juan Pierre.
Livan Hernandez.
Livan Hernandez was really good.
So here's my problem with three guys. Juan Pierre.
Yeah.
And not so much Juan Pierre, but Miguel Cabrera and Dontrell Willis.
Right. The Miguel Cabrera, if he didn't have so many good years in Detroit.
It just it didn't last. It's the same thing with the Dolphins. It didn't last long enough here. And so and Pudge, he won us a World Series.
Exactly.
It didn't last long enough here.
Yeah.
And here's another one that's the same thing. I've got two people saying Derek Lee. Derek Lee was fire. I was at the game when he hit the inside the park home run. It wasn't here. He won the Triple Crown or got close to it with Chicago.
Right.
And he was nasty here. Just it wasn't
happen here.
It wasn't he didn't have the length here.
How about Giancarlo Stanton?
We said Mike Stanton for sure.
Mike Stanton.
What about
He's going up?
Cody Ross and Lenny Harris, the two best off the bench players, or Mike Mordecai. Mike Mordecai, dude.
On. The Anibal Sanchez.
If we're talking, you got Beckett,
Josh Johnson,
AJ Burnett.
Yeah.
And again, this is a longevity thing. Jose?
Well, did they retire his number?
No, but they have a little.
They did something,
have a mural.
right?
They have a mural outside.
Yeah, I knew they did something for him.
So I guess he's the first player honored by the Marlins. So he's already in their ring of honor. He's on the
thing.
He's on the column of honor.
Column that holds up the roof.
Yeah, he's on one of those. It just says 16, and people throw flowers at it.
Yeah, I mean Gary Sheffield.
I don't remember Sheffield enough, but when I think of Sheffield, I think of him as a Yankee.
Right.
I don't even think of him anymore.
I think of him with the Dodgers.
Why? Because that was my first impression. I was born with the Marlins. Me and the Marlins both born 93. So it took me a while to start developing a brain to watch them. And when I did,
you weren't there clocking Charlie Huff's pitches.
I wasn't there with Al Leiter, I wasn't. Sorry. Bobby Bonilla.
Dan Uggla.
Dan Uggla. That's
just
the guy.
Smashing home runs.
That's the guy. And his name is Dan Uggla. If you're putting in Luis Castillo, do you pull a Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, and put him in with Alex Gonzalez?
See, there's a lot of good Marlins players who achieved here.
And there's a lot of good Marlins players as bad as we are.
And there were so many good players during bad teams.
Yes.
Like Dan Uggla and Hanley Ramirez were great. Those teams sucked. They won nothing.
So and Luis Castillo and Alex Gonzalez and Mike Lowell, they were here for so long.
Yeah.
And then the reason they were and then they were here for the World Series.
Yeah.
So it's like they've got the longevity. And then after the World Series is when we started selling people. And I think I don't know. I think we how do I put it? For some random reason, the Marlins get a bad rep, and they've earned it in recent years for sure, of not keeping players for long, of being the farm system for the major leagues. Like with Miguel Cabrera, we saw it. We see it with Stanton, with Yelich, with Ozuna, that we are the minor leagues for the rest of the league. But then there's some players that, the Marlins had for forever. And those are the Beckett's, kind of. I know he left. The Beckett's, the Castillos and Gonzalez's, the Conines. And Conine is not a Hall of Famer by any means, but he's a Marlin Ring of Honor for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Hanley, another one of those guys who was here for years and just
Hanley
went through all of those crappy seasons.
Uggla left and sucked.
Oh, yeah. Where'd he go? The Braves, right?
Yeah, and just fell off a cliff. But with us, nasty.
Oh, my God. Just crushing home runs every day.
Yeah, dude. Julian agrees. We're the farm system of the MLB.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, can I talk Dolphins for a second?
Yes.
This is something that's been pissing me off. I think I know we brought it up in the beginning. What is up with? I know nobody wants to see a three-peat, but what is up with Dolphins fans going for the Bills?
I don't like it.
If you're a Dolphins fan and you truly are going for the Bills, I want you to understand you're not a Dolphins fan.
No.
Because it is three-peat season over here. That's what Dolphins fans are rooting for.
I think that right. You don't want to see the team that you have a rivalry with win ever.
No.
No. I think that, people just don't like the Chiefs. That's all it is. People don't like the Chiefs because they win whatever reason. They're the new Patriots in that sense. So they forget about everything. They just say, I don't want to see them win again.
I would have loved a Ravens versus Chiefs, because the Ravens, I want to see win it all.
Yeah.
I would have loved the Ravens
Would have made this easy for you.
It would have been so easy because right now it's all negatives for me. It really is. I don't want Jalen Hurts to win the Super Bowl because I don't want him to get any credit because he doesn't deserve it. I want Saquon to get all the credit. I don't want Jaden Daniels to win the Super Bowl because he's a rookie and he doesn't deserve it yet. And I don't want the Bills because I don't want the Bills. The 3P is the best of all the evils. Dog, imagine if why did the Commanders have to beat the Lions? Lions, why did you have to crumble? Lions, why did you have to pull a Dolphins? Because I would have loved a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl. That would have been a happy day for me.
Lions gonna lion.
Yeah, they are the Lions.
That's what happens. Just like Dolphins gonna dolphin, Lions gonna lion.
It'll happen eventually.
You know,
Damn,
they get everybody's hopes up. Everybody's like, man, look at these guys. They're unstoppable.
Dad of Moya, a buddy of mine, says he wants to see the Bills in the Super Bowl just for Josh Allen to
so they get
take a crap and just
lose.
lay an egg and get destroyed by Commanders.
Could you imagine if they make it back to the Super Bowl and then they lose again?
I mean, I love it. That makes me happy.
4 losses in a row in the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can do it again.
That's what makes me smile is the Bills going through it.
Speaking of Super Bowls, former Super Bowl winning coach Pete Carroll,
going
to coach the Raiders next season. I think
also Aaron Glenn happened this week.
Yes, Aaron
from
Glenn
the
happened.
last time of our show.
Correct.
He's not a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's a divisional round losing defensive coordinator.
If you're in your 70s, do you want to come back and coach a team like the Raiders that just doesn't seem to be headed towards the playoffs even?
Brother.
He's 74 years old.
I've said this is now the third
Or gonna
time.
be 74 years old.
This is now the third time I say this week. And each of the other times were not even related to each other. Do you understand my grandfather died at 72?
Oof.
Pete Carroll's 74.
Right.
And getting a new job.
Right?
My guy.
You know what I want to do when I'm 74? Nothing.
Nothing, dude.
Nothing.
No, we're a married couple again. This is the second time we're a married couple.
We're back.
Dude, my grandpa died at 70, and granted, he smoked a lot. He could have lived longer if he lived a healthier life, but he died at 72 as an old man.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, you're going to kill yourself. The Raiders aren't good.
Oh.
And I understand you're a great head coach. All credit to Pete Carroll. He is a great head coach.
Absolutely.
But my guy, you're gonna kill yourself with the blood pressure.
Just chill.
And this is not going to be good for you. The Raiders are going to kill Pete Carroll. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that as a joke. I say that as a guy that understands old people are fragile. What does he think he's going to do there?
Right.
What does Tom Brady think he's going to do?
I guess like you get out of it and you can't stay away. He's a lifer. I mean, he's one of these guys that's going to be there. He just can't get away from it.
Dude, but like take a consulting job.
Do something. Don't be a head coach. Right. Exactly. Hey, love to work with your team. I'll do some consulting, but I can't do the everyday grind of being a head coach.
Yes, like how Saleh, he went to the Browns or the
Saleh
Niners.
went back to the Niners, yeah.
Just to be a consultant, just like, hey, I'm gonna be here every day at practice,
yeah,
and just kind of be a fly on the wall. If you love the game so much, do that.
Do that,
hey, dude.
You're loaded, I imagine. Guy's got money. He's got the Super Bowl ring. Like, it's all good, bro.
It's crazy.
Just chill.
Bro. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me, man.
Come back on the other side, hear some of that sound from the Bills and Chiefs this week. We also got Ethan Skolnick coming up at 4:30 to talk a little bit about the Jimmy Butler situation. At 5:15, OJ McDuffie going to join us to talk about the Dolphins and the AFC-NFC Championship happening on Sunday. I am Will Altoff. That is Luis Diaz, and this is Football Fridays.
From the Anachar and Levine Accident Attorneys Traffic Center.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
I wasn't clear.
He's already talking.
Yeah, out. Yeah.
So, I'll be right back.
All right. The Raiders should have never gotten rid of Gruden. That's crazy how they were trying to get the Commanders owner off like some racist shit, and it cost Gruden his job. Dude, you're trying to get rid of Dan Snyder in the East Coast, and a guy in the West Coast is the one that loses his job. Snyder didn't even fucking lose his job. That's so like, yeah, he said some fucked up shit. and he got fired. If he didn't say fucked up shit, yeah, he should. He's the perfect Raiders head coach for that. For what they go for their style. Yeah, I mean, punish him for the shit he says, because if I don't say that, I get canceled. But yeah, he should have been the head coach for sure. They should never have left him. That's funny, man. That's funny. Oh man, what's up, guys? Hey, if you want to call into the show, I got the phone number pinned here. If you don't want to call into the show, you can just comment here. I mean, it's fine. And we are live till 6 p.m. Live till 6 p.m. And yeah. And then they should bring Sorry, I'm reading my wife's text out loud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love commercials, because then in commercials it's just us, and then we have conversations that just lead into the show and the people that are listening on the radio, which I don't imagine it's a lot. It's radio. Hopefully it's a lot, but you know, it is what it is. And I like to imagine the listeners on the radio are confused when we leave a break talking about A and come back talking about 4. It's like, you were on letters, now you're even on numbers. What the fuck is happening? That's what I like about staying on with y'all in the commercial break. Favorite ex-Marlin? Brother, my favorite baseball player of all time is Mike Lowell. And like, the greatest years of my childhood was 2003 to 2007, because he wins with the Marlins. He didn't go to the Red Sox the very next year when the Red Sox won, but I was like, my two favorite teams, Red Sox, Marlins win, Red Sox win. I was super happy. Then he goes to the Red Sox and wins World Series MVP with the Sox. Mike Lowell is my favorite ex-Marlin of all time. And Pudge would be second. I love Pudge, man. I played catcher because I was fat. You know, when you're a fat kid, you do two things. You're the anchor in tug of war, and you play catcher in baseball. And so I played catcher, and Pudge was my guy. I remember I was the first kid in hammocks in my age division to pick someone off. As a catcher, like to catch someone stealing. And I was just like, I remember getting into the dugout like, I'm fucking Pudge. I'm Pudge, dude. Sorry, talking about favorite ex-Marlins. And the story I just said was when I played Little League, I was young. It was like 8 and under, 10 and under or something. But I was the first kid in the age division to actually catch someone stealing. I was pretty nasty at catcher. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get the bat on the ball.
I might not have, but I'll give it to you.
I would love to say I peaked in that, but I didn't. I sucked at base. Hitting, defense, nasty.
And we're back here on Football Fridays.
I'm a little tough. That's Luis Diaz.
What's up, brother?
I just I got a text from somebody. I'm responding that we worked with a. So on one of the stations in the building, 610 WIOD, on Saturdays they run a show with Josh Hammer, and sometimes I load that program into the system
for sure, so we can play.
Other times, Jerry, who works here, loads it into the system. I just got a text from Jerry. It was this picture.
What is that?
It's MC Hammer to let me know
to
the hammer's loaded. Thank you, Jerry. So sorry, I was a little distracted by the text, but yes, we're back here on Football Fridays, and we were talking about the Marlins. We started talking about the Marlins, and you were talking about your defensive prowess as a catcher as a kid.
Yeah, man, I was the first kid in 8 and under in Hammocks Optimist to catch someone stealing.
It's awesome.
And I remember I third base. So I'm not gonna say I caught a kid at second base because it still
counts.
In Little League, it's if you get a walk, if you get a single, if you get on base, it's just known you're gonna steal second, you're gonna steal third because the catchers aren't good enough to catch you stealing. So that's just the rule.
Just go.
And I remember I caught someone stealing on third base. I'm the first catcher at this young age to do it, and it was the third out of the inning. So we're getting into the locker room. I'm like, I'm Pudge, I'm Pudge, I'm Pudge, and dude, after that game,
Mhm.
word got around. They would steal second on me still. They wouldn't go for third. They wouldn't go for third. I
you
was
go.
like,
That's awesome.
damn, look at me. And what I was saying is, I truly believe if I ever learned to hit the ball,
Mhm.
I could have made it to the minors easily. Maybe the bigs, I don't know. But defense, I was not. As I got older, you couldn't run on me on second either.
Mhm.
So I was a great catcher. I just sucked at hitting, bro. I wish I was good. Like I would love to lie and say I was nasty and I got injured and that's why. No, I just sucked at hitting the ball. And so I didn't even play all of high school. Like I played football. I was nasty at football, and even there, like I wasn't like super nasty. I just get my good hits here and there.
Yeah.
But like yeah. If I was good at hitting the ball, I'd be the next Pudge.
Yeah, when I was in Little League, I remember I could hit, but I had no power. Obviously, I'm a very slight person.
I don't like you say obviously.
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty small guy, but so I was a average hitter guy. I remember one year in the All-Star game. This is my one memory of Little League playing in the All-Star game, third base. And I don't know who was coming up to bat. We were up maybe a run or something. And they brought me in a little bit because I don't know. I guess they thought this kid couldn't hit. Went flying right over my head. That was that. Like whoever was in the outfield wasn't ready, and that was it. And I just remember seeing the ball flying over my head. And I was like, well, "That's it. That's this game.
So funny.
It's over."
Moya asked a question. He says, "Since you're talking conference championship football,
Mhm.
he wants to know who are our top 5 non-Dolphins players. Our
Currently?
favorite. He says favorite, so I guess it's just who we like the most. Top 5, and I'm going to say current because he didn't say current. I'm going to say current just to keep it, active. Top 5 active, favorite 5 active non-Dolphins players. I can give you my list right now. I think Jameis Winston, number 1 and 2, but I'll leave him at just number 1. Number 2, you're going to enjoy this. Saquon. Love Saquon. Those are the first 2 I thought. Now you
got nothing.
Number 3, Derrick Henry. I'll give him that. Number 4.
Now you're just saying names.
No, I'm a big fan of the running back. Sorry.
Okay.
And it's hard to think of non-Dolphins. Like, who do you got? I've got my top 3. Who are your top 3?
Joe Burrow.
You like? I hate him.
He's very good.
He's whatever. He is very good. I'm not dumb
to
to say he's not.
I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite players, but I do like Jared Goff for the fact that the Rams cast him aside and sent him to Detroit. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to do well here. And he did. I mean, obviously they haven't won anything, but I think that when he went to Detroit, everybody was like, oh, well, good luck there. So I give him some props for that. Obviously Saquon, because I went to Penn State. I'm a big fan of his. Chris Godwin from the Buccaneers. He's also a Penn Stater. Micah Parsons.
If you pick another Penn Stater, I'm going to be mad.
I'm looking at the list.
You're looking at Penn. I hate you so much right now. You're going off the list.
No, I'm not. I have the teams up so I can go through in my head.
In your head.
Like, all right, Penn State are there. No. Yeah. So I see when I was growing up, I grew up in Philadelphia. I didn't root for the Sixers. I wasn't an Eagles fan. I rooted for the game.
Yeah.
Like I love basketball. I never rooted for the Sixers. I just loved basketball. And I'm sort of like that now with football outside of rooting for the Dolphins, obviously. I just love watching the game.
I got my last 2.
Okay.
Fred Warner.
He's very good.
I think my wife knows how much I love Fred Warner because I think he's dating or married to someone from The Bachelorette, and so every time she brings him up or brings her up, it's
your kind of documentary,
dude. That's my kind of. That's the only documentary I watch. Hey, look at me. I do watch those shows. I watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I love
good?
Joey.
I don't know that I've ever seen an episode.
Watch them; they're good. It's like every show, like American Idol and The Voice. Those audition rounds when it's a lot of people in the beginning, it's great, and it kind of gets harder to watch as the season goes on.
Right.
When there's a bunch of dudes fighting for one girl, a bunch of that's fun to watch. And then when it gets down to like the top 5, 6, it's like, I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Right? Yeah.
So I never finish any reality show like that. I never finish. Fred Warner, because every time my wife sees something that his girlfriend posted on it, oh my God, this girl posted. I'm like, who? I'm like, your favorite linebacker's girlfriend, whatever. And it's, oh, Fred Warner. It's like, nice. And then, hey, how did I take so long? I should have put him with Jameis Winston. Baker freaking Mayfield.
I was just gonna say I like Gardner Minshew too.
Oh hell yeah,
he's like Baker's on a different level. I love the fact that he came back and was like, "Hey, sure, Browns, you're gonna let me go? Watch how awesome I am."
Took him a while. Had to take a pit stop with Carolina.
Yeah,
but dude, with the Rams and
now he's back. He looks fantastic.
That's Baker.
But Gardner Minshew, he's just. I don't know. I feel like he's one of those guys who gets cast aside. But like last year, he came in for the Eagles, won a couple of games for them. This year, obviously, the Raiders, they stink. But
my thing is when he first came onto the scene, because I'm not a big college guy.
Yeah.
And I am recently, but only with UM. If your team doesn't play UM, I don't know you went to college. And so when I see Gardner Minshew playing for the Jaguars, I swear I just literally thought they found a guy because he
out in Jacksonville.
He embodies what a Jacksonville person looks like. He is your everyday Jacksonville citizen.
He's Duval.
I truly believed they just plucked him out. And then when I see him with other teams, I'm like, oh, I guess this homeless guy that the Jaguars found is good enough.
He's like the Duval County Uncle Rico.
Yes, he is. He really is.
A
couple players that I'm seeing on the chat. Justin Jefferson. I like his game, man. I like him a lot.
He's really good.
I might put him in over Derrick Henry. No, I won't because I love Derrick Henry too much. But he'll be 6. Jamar Chase, I don't like only because it's always Joe Burrow too. Like Joe Burrow putting a shadow over Tua, and that one's well deserved. I get it. But Jamar Chase always puts this shadow over Jalen Waddle, and I don't like it because I do love Jalen Waddle. But yeah, so I don't like Jamar Chase. But I can acknowledge the same way I did for you and Joey B.
Yeah,
I can acknowledge he's nasty.
Yeah, Lamar
Jackson, I would have put up there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah. Got some playing time last week.
Hey, he counts as an active player.
That's it, man.
Oh no, his team's out. Never mind.
Well, right, but still, he played last week.
He's an active player.
Got a couple of snaps.
Yeah, he did. I loved it. That was so beautiful.
We're going to come back on the other side. Ethan Skolnick from 5 Reasons Sports going to join us to talk a little bit about this Jimmy Butler situation. He is not going to play tomorrow night in New Jersey, or excuse me, Brooklyn Nets. I forgot they moved.
You sound like me.
I know. Come on. But he's supposed to come back Monday. We'll see. Trade deadline coming up February 6th. We'll see what happens with that. Talk with Ethan on the other side here on Football Fridays.
Fox Sports 940 weather.
We continue on our day with partly cloudy skies.
A little I know basketball to show you how little I know basketball.
Okay.
You said New Jersey, and I was like, yep, that's about right.
That's it.
That checks out. You see how fat my head is? It's supposed to be here,
right?
And after an hour and 28 minutes of wearing them, they're this wide. Oh my God. I still remember one of my favorite laughs in the studio was when I go 7 5/8, and you're just like, wow. That's a big head.
Oh, that's a size, all right.
That's a big head.
All right, it's 954.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold on. Let me mute this. Let me mute.
Thank you. Good call. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Done.
You got a bobblehead of Mike Lowe?
That's pretty cool.
Bro, I used to have, because they used to give them away. That was like their main giveaway, and I had season tickets. And so I had this bobblehead collection in my room.
Okay.
No joke, 30 bobbleheads.
Nice.
Think about it, that's a lot.
It's like the wall at the Lone Depot Park.
I had 30 bobbleheads, but I always played ball in the house.
Okay.
And they were on shelves. And there was one day where I did something that I had the shelves like this, where I hit whatever the holding of this shelf was. So this one fell on this shelf.
Chain reaction.
All of them broke. All of them fucking broke. 7 3/8, 7 3/4. Yeah, that is bigger than 7 5/8. Good. Way to go, Julian. Way to have a bigger head than me. I like it.
There you go.
I feel good now. Cousin Saul will give it to Alex for you. Oh, thank you. But you don't have to give me your bobblehead of Mike Lowell. Keep your bobblehead of Mike Lowell. It's a beautiful thing.
I'll text him.
He's not picking up.
So he's got the business.
Motherfucker. Oh man, oh man. It was a bobble avalanche. It was a bobble. You're saying bobble avalanche. I'm trying to put it together. I think you put it the right way. Bobble avalanche is the only way to put it. It's the only way. I'm trying to make it work. You get it. You get it. You got a few Mike Lowells? Fuck. Love that shit. I love that dude. It's my favorite player of all time. Luis Diaz bobblehead. That shit's gonna be humongous. It's gonna be a fat guy, but it's also gonna be a huge head. That's the Luis Diaz bobblehead. Big
I know
ass
it works
head.
because I was just texting him yesterday.
Bobblelanche. Babalanche works if you have it with that accent. Babalanche. Avalanche. I don't know. Fucking whatever. Who cares? I do. Oh man. This is good. This is a good conversation. We're back. Shit.
We are back. We're back on Football Fridays.
You can't do that.
You know I get blood flow every time you put on that voice,
So
brother.
stupid.
I love that
That's
voice.
my Wink Dawson voice.
Hold on, wait. Is Ethan on the line? Because if you can't hear us,
we're trying to reach out to
how much-
Ethan Skolnick and talk a little bit about the Heat and the Jimmy Butler saga. Obviously,
how much
suspended.
How much do I have to pay you to do the entire interview in that voice?
No way.
It's a bit, brother. It's a bit. We're doing it for the listeners. We're not.
It
doing
would
for
be
Ethan.
hilarious.
And he's a professional, so he's going to continue with the interview. But how much? Like, what do you want? Name your price.
I can't do that.
Name your price would be reasonable.
He'll never come back.
What do you mean?
There'd be no chance.
He'll understand it's a bit.
Let me ask you about Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
He's not going to play tomorrow night in Brooklyn. Maybe he'll be back Monday against the Magic.
How much? Name your price before he gets on the line.
I'll just do this whole segment like this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, 2 minutes, he says, Carlos. He can join in 2 minutes.
Okay, when he calls.
Perfect.
If you don't do it, I will. Do you want? I just like
No,
yours.
we can't.
How about we both do the bit?
No way. If we both did that, it'd be terrible.
I'm gonna. What do you mean? But the listeners will get it. The
The
people
listeners will
watching
have
and
fun,
listening, they'll understand, and he'll be like, "Wow, these radio voices really do exist."
This is something that you could do.
What?
If you were doing this with your buddy, the birthday boy, Paul Castronovo, celebrating his birthday today.
Yeah,
They
happy
threw him
birthday.
a party in the office today.
Yeah, they invite me in yesterday,
Right. Oh, did you come in yesterday?
and I came in yesterday morning. I
Okay.
looked for you. I didn't see you.
I
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
here yet.
But I come in yesterday, and then I find out that there's you having a huge party today. I'm like, what the hell, dude? I'm just as available Friday as I was Thursday morning. It's a morning. I'm a comedian.
Of course, I'm on a diet this week. They bring in brisket and mac and cheese and all kinds of stuff.
Bunch of birthday cakes.
And there was birthday cake from Publix, all kinds of stuff. And Sherry, the market manager,
Sure.
I see her in the hallway and I've got this thing in my hand. She's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my yogurt." She was like, "What?"
You know, there's food.
I got cacao nibs and oatmeal in my yogurt. She's like, "Yeah, exactly. You know, we have a party." And I was like,
There's quite the
"Yeah,
function.
no, I'm eating yogurt."
We got quite
So,
the function over here. if
Yeah.
you wanna-
You want to come have something, or are you good with the yogurt? No,
Hey.
I'm gonna eat my yogurt.
I'm doing the bit. Are you going to join me?
I'm not doing the bit.
All right, but then
I
you
do.
can't-
I would do it with somebody else. I don't want to do it with Ethan.
Okay, you can't sell me out though.
I'd like to
okay?
do it with somebody who we know. Like if Goldie was on, we were doing it with him, just so he would be like, "What is happening right
So
now?"
you don't even want me to do it? You have too much pena? You're a little nervous?
You're gonna completely throw this whole segment off. I'm not gonna be able to keep it together. He says he's ready, Carlos. Thank
okay.
you.
Hey, I'm gonna do it. You cannot sell me out and be like, Lewis, why are you talking like that? Okay, you have to yes and me. Okay, are we on it? And I won't ask a lot of questions. Give me 2 questions, and you'll do the most of the talking. That way, I don't throw him off too much.
Do you
either.
think he plays Monday night?
That's what I'm gonna ask. Okay, and what else? Is he gone before the trade deadline? What team do you think he'll go to? What team do you think he'll go to?
Okay,
Or
that
is he?
works.
Because I read somewhere that he's sold on Phoenix. I'm like, is he really sold on Phoenix? All right. So does he play Monday night? And is he sold on Phoenix? But you can't
All
ask
right,
those questions.
So joining us now is Ethan Skolnick. He is the man behind the 5 Reasons Sports Network, also hosts 5 on the Floor podcast. Jimmy Butler, the big news in Heatland, obviously currently serving a 2-game suspension. Didn't get to Milwaukee for that game yesterday. He's out tomorrow versus Brooklyn. Ethan, do you think there is some resolution within the next few days, or is this going to keep going on? Do you think he's going to come back here? Are we going to see another suspension? What is going to happen here?
Well, it depends what you mean by resolution. You know, and good to join you guys. Basically, on the trade front, I don't know that anything is that close. I know the Heat would like it to be close. Jimmy would like it to be close, but just because they want it to be a certain way doesn't mean that the circumstances are in place for this to wrap up quickly. I know that everybody got excited when Phoenix made the trade of their sort of coveted, and I still don't really completely understand why, but their coveted 2031 first-round pick, unprotected, to pick up 3 picks from Utah, which essentially gives them the ability to kind of spread the picks out if they need to dump Bradley Beal or do something else along those lines. But you still do have the Bradley Beal situation. I don't think the Heat are against sending Jimmy to Phoenix. They're against making a bad deal just because he's acting like a brat. I mean, I think that's kind of where they're at. And, you know, they'll trade him to Phoenix if they can get assets back or at least a palatable deal back in a multi-team trade. They don't want Bradley Beal. They've made that clear to me for the past 2 months, ever since this stuff started in December. And they're not going to take him back. I don't even think that they got 3 first-round picks back with him. They would take him back. Nothing personal against Bradley Beal. They've been interested in him in the past, but they don't want that contract that extends that long because the whole idea is to get as flat as possible against the tax and against the cap prior to the 2026 summer, when it's going to be one of the better free agent classes. Even if a lot of the guys extend before then, there's still going to be a lot more players available that summer than there have been of late. So they're not going to take Bradley Beal back, I don't believe. I was told over my dead body. I was told that about 3 weeks ago. I don't think anything has changed. And so, you know, until there's a resolution with where Phoenix is going to send Beal and which team wants him, and then also he has to then waive his no trade clause.
Right.
Things are kind of stuck. And I've talked to people around the league. I know others have as well. There's a lot of deals that are kind of ready to go right now that don't involve the Heat and the Suns, but teams are waiting because these players may be involved in a bigger deal that does involve those 2 teams. So it's kind of frozen the entire market. I don't know if the league gets involved here at some point, but I mean, you asked if he's going to play on Monday. Look, they can't suspend him again unless he screws up again. Like, they know that. They don't want to send him home with pay. The only way to send him home without pay and have it hold up with an arbitrator is if, again, he violates some other team rules. He's very good at that, but just, you know, being in New York today with his coffee business is not a violation of team rules. Once the Heat said, you know, we don't want you with us, once he didn't fly up. So he hasn't done anything to this point that leads me to believe that they're going to send him home again on Monday. But if he comes in and they can't reach a resolution on it, I guess they could try to find something. You know, they don't want to send him home with pay. I can tell you that. And so it may just be this uncomfortable situation where every few days we're like, okay, are they suspending him again? That may be where we're at right now.
Now, I've heard it's about his wanting an extension. It's Pat Riley saying he shouldn't have talked about the playoffs last year. There was Bam being the captain, teammates he was close with left. Like, what is the reason? What is the main thing here that led to this breakup? I don't think that anybody saw this happening after the past few years and how this team really played and how Jimmy was just embraced by this community here.
Well, embraced by the community, but also, you know, everybody around him talked about how this was his best situation. He said to me flat out, you know, this is where I'm allowed to be me. I think part of the problem is they let him be himself too much. And now when you try to pull back some of the rules, they gave him a leniency that they didn't give LeBron, Shaq, Dwayne, Chris, Timmy, Zoe, Goran. I mean, all the stars that they've had. This is not an organization that is unfamiliar with dealing with stars. They've had bigger stars than him. And so I just think that, they let things go a little bit. He started push. But you can hear about every other excuse you want. All this stuff, all this other things that have come out and all this misdirection that's come out from his side. And I'm not saying I'm totally against Jimmy's original position. I understood Jimmy's original position about wanting the extension. I get it. I understand why the Heat hesitated. They wanted to see him play more. They wanted him to prove it. I kind of know why he sort of thumbed his nose at that. But with that being said, his actions over the past couple of weeks are indefensible. And it's about one thing, very simple. They didn't give him the money when he wanted it. That's it. Like all the rest of this stuff about role and everything. Well, I guess that the role, and again, Spo has defended him publicly millions of times. That's the part I think that bothers me the most, is that he kind of threw Spo under the bus, because the whole thing about role, Spo's not trying to depress his income, but I think Jimmy felt it that way. And I think that's the reason that you have a guy who has, repeatedly said, I'm happy to have help. I don't necessarily have to do all the scoring and all that. Now, all of a sudden, he's concerned about how much he's scoring. Well, that's because I think his perception of it is that it was going to hurt his market value. But the reason that this all came to a head in the Heat's view, and it's very hard to argue with this when you kind of dig into it, is that Phoenix was here on December 7th. If you follow the social media trail after that, it's pretty clear that the Suns made it known to Jimmy that they would give him an extension. And that they would give him an extension, and essentially they had the Bradley Beal money. And ever since then, he's been about getting to one place, Phoenix. That's why he doesn't want to go to Memphis, because they can't promise him an extension. They already extended Bane and Ja, and now they have Jaren Jackson Jr., who's had an excellent season, who they're going to likely extend. So, Memphis would love to have him as a rental, but he doesn't want to go there, and that makes it hard for the Heat to get that over the finish line. There are teams that would be interested in Jimmy, but with a hedge, and those teams are not going to offer a lot to the Heat. And so the Heat are back looking at Phoenix, but again, they can't make a deal directly with Phoenix because of the Beal thing. So I think Jimmy has sort of painted himself into a corner here, because he can't force Bradley Beal to waive his no trade.
Right.
And unless that happens, I mean, it may, the best case scenario for all parties might be the Heat get what they can, trade him to Memphis, kind of like San Antonio traded Kawhi to Toronto, and you ball out. In Toronto's case, they won a championship, and then he left the next year. If I'm Memphis, I might take that chance, because I think he's a great fit there, but it doesn't seem like Jimmy's open to that.
Will Altoff and Luis Diaz being joined right now by Ethan Skolnick. Luis, you had a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, because I don't know too much about basketball, so I'm going to defer to you, the expert. As a football fan, I see a trade of 1 first-round pick for 3 first-round picks. That doesn't make any sense to me. How is that even a thing? Like, you do that on NBA 2K, you're going to get fleeced,
Yes, you are. No, it's a good question. And here's what it is. Every couple of years, there's some pick around the NBA that achieves mythical status. A few years ago, it was this Brooklyn pick, that ended up, I think, getting moved to Danny Ainge at one point in Boston. There's a pick. The Heat had a pick that everybody wanted. It supposedly it's because when the Big Three era ended or something like that all of a sudden the Heat would collapse. It's all projection. So there's this pick in 2031 that the assumption is Durant will be gone, Booker might be gone, if Jimmy's there, he'll be gone, and the Suns will be bad, because they're pouring all their resources into now. Now, I'm not necessarily a believer in that, because I look at it, I'm like, it's 6 years down the road. Like, dude, I don't know what anybody's doing next week. Like, so to project 6 years down the road, but it has gotten this mythical status. And Ainge, one of the reasons that Utah did it and Ainge picked it up, because he's always picked up these kind of picks, is because Utah has so many picks. They don't have as many as OKC, but they got the second most in the NBA over the next 6 years. So he had too many draft picks, and you got to pay all those people. So his thought was, he ended up trading in each of these 3 other years, I think 25, 27, 29. The Suns will get the lesser of of 2 options those years. So Utah owns so many picks that they had multiple picks in each of those years. So Phoenix will get a lower, what potentially will be lower in the round. In other words, a worse pick each of those 3 years, and they're giving up a pick that has the potential, because it's unprotected, to be a lottery pick. That's the thinking behind it. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but the reason that it got everybody excited was now all of a sudden Phoenix has split their pizza pie, right? So you don't have to give a whole pie to somebody. You've got 3 different portions, and or 3 different slices. And even though they're not all worth what the 2031 pick would have been, it might be enough to get a team to say, okay, you know what? Give us we want to get in the 25 draft. Okay. Maybe it's going to be a pick in the 20s. Okay. But this is supposedly going to be a great draft, right? So we want to get in there. We'll take your 25. Some other team might need a 27 pick because let's say they don't have a pick in 26 or 28. And by the Stepien rule, you can't not have picks 2 straight years. So it's like, okay, let's grab a pick in that year. So it just gives Phoenix more optionality in terms of making a trade that involves multiple teams. But the whole thing about the 2031 pick, we're going to end up looking back at that in 2032 and saying, that really wasn't that big.
Let me ask you this, Ethan. I found it interesting, the dynamic between Shaq and Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA.
I just watched it.
And
Just
how,
watched it before,
Shaq is on Jimmy's side saying, listen, if you don't want to pay me, you don't think that I'm valuable, I don't want to be here. And Shaq is saying, man, you got a year and a half left on your contract, play it out. Is that how is that a dynamic in the locker room? Are players feeling that same way? Is this like dividing people?
Well, I'll get to that in a second because I think that's interesting. But I just wanted to get to that part of the conversation because I thought it was an interesting dialogue between Shaq Barkley and Kenny. But again, as usual, they don't really have all the facts. So because they kept talking about, they actually were unfair to Jimmy a little bit because they made it seem like Jimmy was asking for 2 more years for Miami. He wasn't. Okay, he was asking for 1. And they kept saying that he's obligated to play for them next year. He's not. He has a player option. Essentially, what this was, just to clarify, was Jimmy has a player option next year of what, 52
I think I saw.
$52 million, right? Yeah. He's playing on 48 this year. He's got a player option of 52 next year. And what he wanted was to rip up. This is all the Heat were allowed to do until the offseason. They can't do more. They were willing to go out longer and pay less per year. Okay, they were willing to do a 3-year deal potentially if they sat down with Jimmy. Now that's off the table. But before that was something that I talked to people with the Heat and they considered it. But the whole deal about this next year was Jimmy. All the Heat could offer right now was up to ripping up the 1-year option, okay, of next year of 52 and giving him 55. So essentially, it was just a $3 million raise for next year. But then it came with this extra year of 58. Okay, and that's why people have characterized it as a 2-year, $113 million extension. But it's really not because, again, Jimmy was going to get 55 of that, 52 of that anyway if he opts in. But the overall point to this, and I understand why Shaq Shaq ended up in Miami because he wanted a contract extension from the Lakers and they wouldn't give it to him. I mean, that's how that came about. I mean, he wanted a contract extension from the Buss family. Pat went out to meet with the Lakers because he basically was talking to the Lakers. He thought the Lakers were going to offer him a coaching job. Okay, like that's where this was. And by the end of that meeting, Jerry Buss was like, "Do you want Shaq?" And Pat came back was like, "Yeah, but I'm not giving up Dwayne." Okay, that's how these things happen. All right, so basically, like that's, and then there's also the history of Shaq. Shaq wasn't happy at the end in Miami, if you remember, and so they had to dump him in the middle of a 15-67 season, and they got Sean Marion. They turned Sean Marion into Jabril O'Neal, and they turned it into cap space, which became LeBron and Chris. So as far as the locker room now, I mean, I think things will come out once he's gone. If you watch him, and this falls in line with my reporting, but if you watch him, and I watched him at the game the other day, and he's sitting separately from everybody, you see him talk to Kevin, you see him talk to Nico, and you see him talk to Terry, and you really don't see him talk to anybody else. And even he's doing this thing where he goes out to the court, he's still being introduced last. It's like they don't want to upset the apple cart there.
Yeah.
But he walks out. He never used to do this. He walks out behind the basket. He kind of fist bumps players as they come out, but he doesn't do the walk for the intro anymore. He's already walked out there. So it's very obvious if you're watching. There's not a lot of interaction with Bam at all. Okay, I mean there never was, but there's less now. I don't see him interacting with Jaquez. There's a lot of guys on the team and Haywood's comments have been pretty pointed. So I think if you start to put 2 and 2 together, you'll realize a lot of guys are just tired of it. It's not that I think they dislike Jimmy that much. It's just he's exhausting. Like it's worth it if you're winning big. Yeah, it's just he's the kind of guy who just fills up the room, right? Like he controls the music. Okay, that's why there's always country in there. He controls everything. He gets separate rules from everybody else. He's the one who doesn't go to. Everybody else doesn't go to the Christmas party. Jimmy skips it. The community events. You don't really see Jimmy at community events. You don't see him at Heat camp. You don't see. So I think after a while, again, if he's scoring 56 against Milwaukee in the playoffs, you deal with it. But now at this stage, I think you're going to see a lot of players. I mean, Kevin is trying, but it's sort of, he's trying for both parties. You know, Kevin's just a good person. He's trying to be a leader. But Jimmy's not listening to him either. So it's just, at this point, Jimmy's just listening to Jimmy. Jimmy wants his money. Phoenix promised him the money. He can't get to Phoenix right now. He's stomping his feet. The Heat don't want to pay him to stomp his feet, so they're looking for reasons to suspend him, and this is a freaking circus.
Ethan Skolnick hosts the Five on the Floor podcast. We got the trade deadline coming up February 6th. We're going to find out what happens potentially with Jimmy Butler and the Heat. Still serving that 2-game suspension. He's going to be out tomorrow night in Brooklyn. Potentially back Monday versus the Magic. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it on the update here on Jimmy.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks a lot.
All right, sounds good. I'm Will Altoff. That's Luis Diaz.
Yeah,
On the other side, we're going to talk more here on Football Fridays.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Traffic Center.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747.
On the live for the same thing. This guy can fucking talk.
So,
dude, I need to read you these.
Do it.
Flava is the one that started it off. He goes, Jesus, does this guy breathe between sentences? I'm impressed at his lung capacity. Another guy goes, oh my God, he's still talking. Yelton, he's still talking though? I lost my train of thought listening. Flava, over under 0.5 girlfriends. And then Julian, this guy's nonstop. Flava, his wall is full of NBA posters. And Julian, at the end of it, is like, shit, wasn't this a question about picks? And he's talking about Barkley. Julian, he's doing both of our jobs at this point.
Right.
Bro.
Who watches Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets?
Yeah.
No, my parents do. They love it. That's
Really?
the cannibal one.
Yeah.
My parents love it. I haven't gone into it.
Well, that's what they are. They ate.
It's the plane that crashes in the mountain, and so some of them are some of them are alive.
Well, they took the
It's
story
Alive.
from
Yes,
Alive.
it's the team.
Right, and they did it with a bunch of chicks.
Got it.
High school girls soccer team.
So they're cannibals?
Well, because they're stuck
The
in the
chicks
mountain.
are?
Yeah, they're stuck in the mountain. They end up becoming. I want to know how they got
typing.
to Canada. If they're going from Philly, if they're going from Jersey to Seattle, wouldn't you just stop in Chicago?
Brother, I was flying to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And I went from here to, I think, Charlotte or something.
Right.
That's going east to go west. I don't get these the planes do dumb shit.
Well, why would you go into Canada?
Oh, because of the
to
jet
come
stream.
back down
The jet stream.
from Philly?
I don't fucking know.
No, man.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's not how that works. Like, it's,
fucking know, guys.
It goes from Philly. If you're going, from Jersey. If you're going from Jersey over, wouldn't you just stop at Chicago and then go to Seattle? Like, why would you have to go across an international border into international airspace to come back? Like,
Brother,
that part didn't make sense.
have you seen Carry On?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, the fact that you're asking these questions, it means that you think about this kind of shit when you're watching movies and shows. Watch Carry On; it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Me and my wife were talking about it. It's like, this movie is amazing for anyone that's never been to an airport. If you've never been to an airport, that movie is believable. It's great. Da, da, da. If you've been to an airport once, you're like, what?
Well, Die Hard is unbelievable if you've ever been to an airport.
Dude, and then it's like there's a scene where lady from the FBI is being driven by another guy from another agency to get to the bottom of what's going on with this terrorist thing. And she gets a call from her boy, who's the IT guy. He's like, hey, we're going to go with this guy, and this guy's going to meet you there. She goes, this guy's going to meet me there. Yeah, I'm looking at, he's in the office now, but he's going to drive and meet you at the airport. And she goes, what's his name again? Da-da-da. That's the name this guy gave. She looks at his wrist. He's got a tattoo of some terrorist shit. And she's putting two and two together. This guy's a bad guy, and he's stealing this guy's identity, made me use this guy's name to get me in the car with him. And, okay, they're on the highway, driving highway speed, and that's when she decides to, like, get physical with this guy. It's like, dude, wait for a red light.
Or how about you just blast him when you found that shit out right then and there, like, bah!
And grab the wheel.
Right.
But no, she fucking brings it. It's like so stupid. But yeah, Carry On. Dude, Yeltsin, we were talking baseball because the Dolphins aren't playing anymore. So we talk about whatever we want.
This is Football Friday.
Oh, now you do the voice. Now you do the bit. Brother, if he would have given me a word, I would have been able to ask a second question.
I can't do the bits. Anyway.
Dude.
This is going to be a short segment because we got to come back around, take a break here. We got Juice coming up next hour.
I wonder why we ran out of time.
Got Juice coming up next hour to talk a little bit about the games coming up this weekend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think in the end, you know what's going to happen? I don't think they're going to get rid of Jimmy Butler.
I
think they're stuck.
Because of that would be a pride thing.
Well, I think they won't be able to find anybody to take his contract on or wants to take his contract on. And
because of that 54 that's coming in next year.
Yeah, the player option for the 52 million or whatever. I think that in the end, they're just not going to find anybody to trade for him. And they're going to be stuck with them.
Yeah, but again, this is Jimmy. He goes to a new team and he's super likable. So he's going to go to the new team. Let's say he goes to Phoenix and he's like, hey, yeah, that 50, you can spread it out. You can spread it out. Do whatever you. I'm happy. I'm just happy to not be where they were mean to me. I'm the victim here. He plays victim with every new team and he's super likable. And then give it 3-4 years for us. So I think it was 5. And it hits the fan.
And then I guess I see, there's other trades out there, but Bradley Beal has to say, yes, I'll go to Chicago if you trade Zach LaVine here and Chris Middleton there. I think it's just too complicated. And in the end, it's just going to be like everybody's just stuck and he's just going to be here.
Why are we even watching the NBA? Why are we even watching? The WNBA is back.
That's true. Caitlin Clark, baby.
I don't know if it is.
I think it is.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Isn't it?
I don't know, man.
No, Unrivaled. There's a Unrivaled league that they were playing down here.
Unrivaled?
Yeah, there's women's basketball. I turned on the television the other day, and Brittany Griner was playing in a game for this Unrivaled league.
No, man, I just don't watch basketball. Basketball is not my thing, and I know it is so many other people's thing. To me, it's kind of like WWE, where I feel like there's so many storylines in the NBA. And it's too late for me to jump on. I kind of want to, like now that it's on Netflix, I want to watch WWE. I know I'm gonna be caught. I'm just not gonna get it for too long. And then when I finally do get it, I'm gonna lose it again. It's like, yeah, this is the NBA. Like Chris Middleton, I thought he was like a good guy, and now people are like, oh no, the Heat don't want him. It's like, why not? Bradley Beal. Did Bradley Beal play for the Heat? Because Skolnick kept saying they don't want him back.
They've been talking about him coming here for a long time. There's always been talk of him coming here. When he was in Washington before he got traded to Phoenix, there was talk of him coming here.
Because Skolnick kept saying, I don't want him back. I think is what I kept hearing. Brother, he said, I couldn't hear everything. I should have heard everything.
It's a lot of information.
But
there's a lot going on.
I was too busy laughing. And the one thing I kept hearing him say is, they don't want Bradley Beal back. And it's like, dude, I'm like looking it up.
They don't
like
want him back. They don't want him back in the trade, I guess. They don't want.
Because I'm like, he never played for us, I don't think. Whatever.
So anyway, we'll take this break. We'll come back on the other side. Juice coming up next hour around 5:15.
Let's talk football.
And we could talk about our Octopi. 2 games to choose from this weekend. And then maybe Walter will show up at the end of the show.
I've been told to stay focused and talk about football on Instagram. We're not talking enough football.
Football this coming hour.
So we'll talk football.
Coming up on Football Fridays.
The Miami Dolphins play here.
Let's go, offense! Let's get this show going, man!
Fox Sports.
And you could have asked that question, but it would have taken another 5 minutes.
I wanted to ask at the end. I wanted to say yes or no. February 7th. Is Jimmy on the Heat?
That's a good calculated risk you took in not because he wouldn't have just left it at yes or no.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeltsin, shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, what I miss? Oh, nothing. Yeah, that's sports talk radio. You miss nothing. That's it. That's what we do. We're back. Brother, you Scotty doesn't go. Scotty doesn't go. Scotty doesn't go.
What is that? Is that from Greece or something?
No, it's from not another teen movie that Scotty doesn't know. Euro Trip. No more
Carlos knows everything.
Yeah. Carlos, you should have asked that question to Ethan. I'm sure he would have given you a great answer. If it wasn't great, it would have been long enough. Oh my goodness. That was crazy.
I want to talk more basketball just to keep this narrative going.
Yes, we're on the air, Seb. Of course, we're here. Well, we're on commercial break, but we're coming back from commercial break right now.
Like 5 seconds.
5 seconds. 4.
People.
Deep down the left sideline, he wants Wall. He's got it. Touchdown, Miami. There's a new cheetah in town.
Football Fridays are on your official home for Miami Dolphins football. Will Althoff and Luis Diaz are talking Fins.
And we're back on Football Fridays. Will Althoff and Luis Diaz. Final hour, OJ McDuffie coming up at 5:15. I'm going to start calling him our Dolphins insider.
Our Finsider? Oh, no, we can't say
we
that.
can't
That's
say
trademark.
Finsiders.
Ugh.
Somebody owns that.
Hey, man, that was my first internship. I feel like I'm grandfathered in to using that word.
I worked
Because
here when the Finsiders were broadcasting.
I was a Finsider. I was one of them. Brother, and I
in
remember
the old building when they did it. Oh,
no, we did it out of training camp in Davie.
yeah, I was going to say it ended up moving out of the studio. I remember that.
We were in the training camp, and I remember thinking, oh, because we're in training camp, we're in the building, we're called the Finsiders, we're going to get all the news first. No, we had to learn everything from Twitter, like we still do. It sucked. I was like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, I remember that show. It's
what's up, bro?
Forget it.
Forget it. We got
our Finsider coming up at 5:15. Jimmy Duffy. We got people on the phone lines. Ralph and Hialeah. Ralph, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? I just want to hear Louis say one time that Tua sucks. That's all I want to hear.
Frank, you liar. Frank, you liar. I know your voice.
Tua sucks.
I know your voice. Don't lie and say you're Ralph from Hialeah when you're Flava from Kendall, okay?
Tua sucks.
You're my friend. Did you think I wouldn't recognize your voice?
Tua, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I just know that Tua sucks, and you have some admitting to do.
Tua, but that's the thing is Tua doesn't suck. Tua doesn't suck.
We need a new quarterback. We 100% need a new quarterback.
We need a new quarterback,
120%.
but Tua doesn't suck. Tua sucks at being on the field for sure, but when he is on the field, he's a top 10, top 8 quarterback in the league.
Do you think that if we had a top 10, top
Flava.
8 quarterback, we would need another quarterback? I think you don't make sense right now, Louis.
I think I do, brother. Think about it like this. Let's say you got a sugar mama, and she pays for everything for you. You're living in Brickell penthouse for free. She buys all your food. She takes you out nice to eat, and she treats you like the king you are, Flava. And then she cheats on you. If she was a bad girlfriend and cheated, a bad girlfriend that cheats on you, you're like, yo, get out of here. I don't want you anymore. But a good girl that cheats on you, it's like, I hate you so much. Hang up on Flava. I hate him. I hate this dude.
Fernando's in Miami.
If this is Flava
Fernando's
again.
Oh, that would be amazing. What's going on, Fernando?
Yo, what is it, my guy?
¿Qué hola, Fernie?
Yeah, ¿qué voy a hacer? Yo, I'm going to be real with you. I think the Commanders are going to get to the Super Bowl. I promise you, boy.
I know Jaden. I mean, look, Jaden Daniels beat the Lions in Detroit. Anything is possible.
Bro.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, but they played each other twice already this season. I think that you run into a brick wall in Philly. I think after the big season, the big rookie season, he beat the Lions, and that I think it's going to stop this weekend.
Lions, it could be anybody.
That's true.
Come on, Lions gonna lion. Lions gonna lion.
Lions are tough, bro. Vikings are tough. This should be a walk in the park.
feel me?
Fernie,
A
I
walk
kind
in
of
the park.
I like the way your brain works, and I don't want Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, but I do want Saquon in the Super Bowl. I don't know, that Vic Fangio defense looks good. I almost said it.
Yeah,
bad.
right.
It looks fire, bro. And I know Jaden Daniels looked great against the Lions defense, but they're depleted. And they were giving up a bunch of points to a lot of good teams this year. The Eagles are a different team, bro. I think I got them. I think the Eagles got this. I don't know, but I would like the Commanders. I want the Commanders to.
It would be cool for the Commanders, and obviously everything that happened with Daniel Snyder, and they turned things around and became this team that everybody is rooting for. And everybody loves Jaden Daniels, but like I said, I just feel like at some point it catches up with you.
Yeah,
he's been playing great. This is a team that they've already faced twice. I think it's just going to catch up with them.
I want the Commanders and the Chiefs to win, but I do think the Eagles and the Bills are the better teams in those games.
Yeah, it'll be a fun weekend for sure.
Fernie's still on there?
Nah, he's gone.
Someone got mad at me because they said his name is Fernando, not for. Oh, it was yelled. Okay, all right. Yeah, we hung up on it. It doesn't matter. That's good.
So
that's good. Eagles Cancun bound? Are the Eagles Cancun bound? That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying on the internet.
No, I think they're going to win this weekend.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like the Commanders. I do, and I don't like the Bills. It is what it is.
Do you watch the Pro Bowl? You going to watch the Pro Bowl next week? Is it next week? Do they still do it in between the week?
I think
now
so.
and then the Super Bowl.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to do the Pro Bowl next week. We should go to Orlando for a Pro Bowl.
What, dude? If we don't go to the Pro Bowl or Radio Row in where is it? New Orleans?
It's New Orleans.
Hold on, New Orleans got the championship. They got
Atlanta. National championship was in Atlanta.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I want to go to New Orleans. I want iHeart to pay me to go to New Orleans.
We're not even going to be doing the show that week.
Why not?
Because you have obligations that week.
Is that the week? No,
that's that week.
I'm not going to be in Disney in the Super Bowl.
That week.
I am?
Yeah.
No. I don't want to be in Disney during the Super Bowl.
Pretty sure that's what you told me.
February 7th.
Yeah.
Is the Friday, so 8th, 9th. The Super Bowl's on February 9th?
Pretty sure.
All right, my daughter's going to have more birthdays. I can go to Radio Row.
Yeah, man. No, that's it. I'm trying to figure out at the Pro Bowl. I think the Pro Bowl happens in Orlando on January 30th. Yeah, so next weekend is the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So we'll go to Orlando. We
could do that.
Man, it'll be great if
February 2nd is actually the date. I'm looking at something else, but yeah.
Great if my daughter's birthday was on the week before. Oh, I was actually in Orlando last year during Pro Bowl week.
Yeah.
I ran into RG3 at Epcot.
Get out of here.
We were meeting Anna and Elsa at the same time. And my uncle is like a Disney top guy. Like he's Club 33.
Oh, those people.
So he got me and my family a VIP tour for my daughter's birthday.
Nice.
Didn't get it this year, but I didn't ask because I feel bad mooching. Because we're in a VIP tour, we're going in through the back. That's what she said. And RG3 was there. I was like trying to play it cool, like how I saw Jeter yesterday. You know, I'm playing it cool. I'm not gonna be like a weird guy. I mean, I'm me too. Like they should want to take a picture with me. And so I didn't say what's up to him at all. I didn't say a word.
Really?
But we were in the same enclosed room, but like different sides. It was a big room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RG3, speaking of the Commanders, that guy. Whew. But yeah, I don't know. Pro Bowl? I've never been a fan of the Pro Bowl.
It's bad football. I'm not saying it's good
like,
football.
Right. There's nothing like compelling that makes me want to watch it.
But we're getting to the point where I'm getting desperate for football. You know,
I do love the skills stuff.
That's the best.
And back in the day, they used to have those things. And you used to just see Darryl Green run the 40-yard dash and beat everybody every year. But that stuff's fun.
For me, they need to figure out what their one event is, because like no one watches the baseball All-Star game, but they watch the home run derby.
Right.
Nobody watches the NBA All-Star game, but they watch the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
They don't even watch the 3-point contest, but they watch the slam dunk contest. football, they need to figure out what their big thing is. And I don't think the sport has one, you know? Like we don't have
Right, like, and here's the thing: you wouldn't want to see like
Well, they have a skills competition.
a nasty tackle, like a big hit, because then someone gets hurt and dies.
Or like a place kicker doing like trying to hit targets. Like, I mean, they do skills competition stuff, but there's nothing that like super stands. I mean, I guess I don't know. The 40-yard dash is everything that everybody watches at the combine, but like, you're not going to sit around
that receiving thing that they did.
What was that? They got to like
a pose,
catch it out of the jugs or something, and they just like got to keep like moving around or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pro Bowl next weekend.
No, there's nothing appealing about the Pro Bowl, and especially now that they made it flag football.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll watch it because I'm desperate for football, and I know it's going to be gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
On the other side, we're going to talk about the conference championship games. Our Dolphins insider. We can't say that. It's like Will Lewis.
Just call him our Finsider. They don't exist anymore. They can't sue us.
Well, okay. OJ McDuffie, the former wide receiver for the Dolphins, going to join us next, talk about the games this weekend, a little bit about the Dolphins as well here on Football Fridays.
From the
Yeah. I like the Pro Bowl is just one of those things where it's just like on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give it the rating. It's going to be on the TV.
I'll have it on, but I'm not paying attention to it. I'm just like,
I'm going to give it the rating. That's the way I see it.
yeah.
Fucking Ralph from Hialeah. Dickhead.
Need to hire?
It's amazing.
You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract,
His name is
interview,
Frank.
and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct
Commander-in-Chief
virtual interviews
fixes
right from
in
their website.
Eagles and
Visit
Chiefs
Indeed.com/trends.
doesn't exactly sound the same. That's funny.
Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
We're recommending your reel instead of others that feature your original content. I just got that notification from Instagram. What does that even fucking mean? Oh, fuck. What happened? Oh, because it's getting like copied. That's weird. Oh shit, it's got 1.9 million views? This video is about to get 2 million views. I didn't even fucking realize.
What? 2 million?
We encourage people. Oh. Oh, because a lot of people are like remixing it and reposting it and stuff.
Oh.
And so Instagram's telling me, hey, this is happening. For everyone that does that, wherever it would show up on anyone's feed, we're going to put yours instead. It's like, all right, give me more views. Maisie, what are we talking about? Maisie, I have no idea. We're being pretty silent right now. We're pretty quiet. You're the only one talking, and I appreciate you breaking the ice. What do you want to talk about? It's commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to OJ McDuffie, but radio secret, and that's pre-recorded. So I should have recorded it and then put it over this. I got to figure out how to do that. Hey,
That's OJ McDuffie.
yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that so we can pre-record and then play it, and then that they can listen to it. Because if you want to listen to Juice, you got to listen on the iHeart app or on your radio at 9:40 a.m. LOL. Let's talk about Commanders. What do you want to talk about the Commanders? They're man.
I just
They're
like
such
how
a
they turned it around because they were
How?
such a laughing stock, and everybody was like, "Man, Daniel Snyder is such a piece of garbage." And
It's-
now everybody's like, "Man, they're so good."
because what did they add? What did they add? Bobby Wagner and Jaden Daniels?
Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn in his backwards hat.
How perfect. How perfect would it be? Commanders make the Super Bowl. They are up 29-3. And Pat Mahomes comes back and wins. Dan Quinn. If the Dolphins are going to Dolphins and the Lions are going to Lion, Dan Quinn is going to Dan Quinn.
That would be amazing.
I wouldn't. I know I'm saying I'm a hater because I don't want the rookie to win the Super Bowl. But if Jaden Daniels wins the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing.
We're live. If you want to listen to our conversation with Juice, you got to go on the iHeart app, or listen on the radio, 9:40 a.m. Because that's playing over the air. But for the next several minutes, we're going to be here. Unless you want to listen to it, but I feel like it's not compelling to hear us talking, but not
me doing the lip syncing for it.
Yeah. It's good lip syncing.
So bad.
What?
I was watching myself doing the lip syncing. Really bad.
It's good. You got a future in you got your matching the lip flaps.
You know, there's going to be Penn Staters in both games. As you know, Will is always a Penn Stater in these games. So no matter what, but Saquon obviously is our headliner.
I mean, weird algorithms on my Instagram feed.
What?
I always fall into Indian street food algorithms.
You know, it was fun when they were getting joint practice. I looked at Jay Davis.
People making Indian street food. It's fascinating.
I think I almost got in that algorithm with the ice cream tricksters.
Oh yes, I saw them before.
But
they're not on my feed currently.
But I don't interact with them. I don't like them on my feed because as a fat guy, I get so angry when I see them fucking with the poor. It's always a little chubby kid too, or a guy on a date, and they're making the guy look bad.
Man, with the cones and everything.
And both of them, I see myself in that victim, and I fucking hate it. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you, will do. I don't know what you're thanking me for, but I'm happy I
They're
could
gonna
help.
check in.
Huh?
They're gonna listen on the app.
Oh.
Or the radio. Thank you.
Oh, for that. I don't know. I say this in my stand-up recently. And this is not the same exact thing, but I have this bit where I say to my daughter, oh, all the kids in your class are fucking idiots. And then the teacher the next week, we see each other because I'm volunteering at the school. And she goes, I heard what you said about my class. And I say on stage, it's like, I'm one of those guys that talks so much shit about so many people. Like if you tell me, oh, I heard what you said about me, I'm not going to know what you heard because I've said so much. And so when people say, thank you, I talk so much. I don't know what you're thanking me for. I don't know. I talk too much.
They go undefeated in our division this year, Will, I think.
Close.
I know. It was not good for any of those AFC East teams. Yeah, they ran through, but then again, they ran through the whole, the league pretty much, right? They only had a couple of losses, and then
if I was a
you look at the
college
Chiefs and how they
women's
won,
college basketball coach,
but they always found a way.
I would so completely transform the game
better team.
because I would not do. They're playing the way that the guys used to play, and they should be playing the way the guys play now. In other words,
hitting threes.
Yeah, or at least hitting J's, and definitely fucking run the court and just go straight down, just go straight down with fast breaks. Like there's time and again where I see these women, and they're just like they're trying these power moves to the hole. It's like, homie, you're not getting to the hole. Like you don't have a power move. Kick it back and hit an open man shot. I would totally
Open woman shot.
Huh?
Open woman
Open
shot.
woman shot. I would totally be playing D'Antonio Ball. with
Hey,
these girls
look
and
at
be
me.
killing it.
Look at me. If they could make those shots, they'd be taking them.
They don't even try to take the shots. Yeah, they could
Yeah,
make those shots.
but you know who makes those shots? Who does take those shots? The women that hit them consistently.
Yeah.
You don't see Caitlin Clark driving it in often. She's
Yeah.
nasty at hitting threes.
No,
so she hits her threes.
She absolutely does drive it.
Not
But she drives in once they start to screen her on the outside. Like then she'll take a step and go in and like.
But what I'm saying is not all these women can hit threes like all the men can now. In the NBA, it's kind of got to be required. Even Bam is trying to shoot threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're from the same line. The 3-point line is like if you wanted to eliminate the guys shooting the threes, whether the guys are shooting right now, number one, put the line back where it was. Like put the 3-point line back where it was.
Farther?
Yeah.
They moved it in?
Yeah. See where that chick is right now? That's where the 3-point line used to be. Like the 3-point line now is on the top of the key. Before the 3-point line was above the top of the key. Like see where that girl's walking almost like in between the logo and the.
No, I know what you mean. I see the difference now. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize
those guys are all chucking from there. Then you're really only going to get the real guys who are being crazy about it to go to the sides. But if you're doing that, then you can kind of block them out you can screen them out from that point. So they're no longer shooting it from all the way in the backside. Second, make it man defense again and get rid of the zone.
Woman defense. Jesus Christ!
No, we're talking about the NBA and getting rid of the 3-point shooting.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
The women need to keep the 3-point line where it is.
And they don't need woman defense.
Right.
Oh, man.
The men, you put the 3-point line back where it was. You get rid of zone and you make them play man up. That's why I don't have a problem with when they were complaining about that there's too many 3-pointers and they got on Barkley about that shit.
Yeah.
It's like one, Barkley's on those guys are just echoing what everybody's saying. So they're not making your product any worse than what it is. But B, you can't ask a player not to play within the system that he's got. Like you can't ask him not to chuck it from out there when everybody else is chucking it from out there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that I can sit here and miss half of my 3-point shots because I know that guy is going to keep shooting 3-point shots and miss half of his. So until there's somebody like busting us and like no longer, having their guys shoot a bunch of threes and miss and just grab the ball and go right back down the lane and just score 6 times for every single time that you're sitting here shooting the 3 so that the score goes back this way, you're going to stop fucking shooting 3-pointers at the point.
What was the quote of the dude? Maybe he played for the Heat, maybe he didn't. That was like, I'd rather go 1 for 46 than 0 for like 9 or something because then it shows I never gave up. Right? Have you not?
That's insane.
Yeah.
You guys never heard this?
I don't know that one.
It went a little viral.
It does.
But it was
like if you're a dude and you're shooting 10 3-pointers, if you hit 4 of them, you're in double digits. Like you've got your double digits for the day, so you're good. You're gonna chuck it from out there.
Yeah. I mean that's all it is though. They're just shooting 3-pointers all day now.
Right.
Wembayama.
Because they can.
Tall, throwing up 3-pointers.
Unreal.
But now, if I move it back, now you have to be Steph Curry to hit that 3-point shot.
Right.
You're not all the way the fuck up here any longer. And so now I don't have to block you up over here any longer. It's like, go ahead, shoot all day.
Right.
Knock yourself out.
It's like when I play with my dad and he knows I can't shoot. And he's like, I'll give you that. I'm going to stand under the net because there's no 3-second violation. I'm going to give you that shot. If you can beat me on that shot, fine. And I can't.
Your perfect example is Braun right there. Like, that's how Braun lost to the Spurs. It's like, the Spurs were like, go ahead, shoot. Knock yourself out. You can't shoot. You don't have a jump shot. So you're not
Knock yourself out.
Didn't work.
Right, exactly.
Did not work.
We're going to cover these 2 guys who can shoot. Your ass is going to have to shoot from inside the paint. Oh, you can't? I'll do that.
Knock yourself out.
Not a block.
Oh my God.
How do you get on women's basketball? How does that happen?
These baseball writers are the worst. They take themselves very seriously.
This is my favorite line I've ever said.
Way too serious, man. At times, you know what they
The
do.
Pearl
They
Harbor
get
line.
violent errors. They don't want anybody to be this or that. They don't want anybody to be
I'm going to say outlandish shit on the radio until I get in trouble
I'm good with that.
because I need to know someone fucking important to our job is listening. And I'm going to keep saying outlandish shit to keep testing them. And either I haven't found the line, which is encouraging, or they're not listening. They're listening. I just said someone didn't vote Ichiro into the Hall of Fame because they're still mad about Pearl Harbor and Ichiro is Japanese. That's what I said on the radio. If I get in trouble for that, I get in trouble. I don't think I will. I think it's funny.
I think it's all right.
Oh, you don't think it's funny? You think it's all right? Oh my God! Today this is a good not on the air thing. I'm at La Carreta right here on Miramar Parkway getting a coffee because I got here super early. I was in Hialeah and I got off the highway at 1:40. I was like, I got time. I haven't had coffee all day. Let me get coffee. And I went, and if two places I feel like I'll always get recognized, Bass Pro Shops, Cuban restaurant. And so this guy recognized me like after I'd put my order in. I said, "Oh, can I pay for?" He tells the lady, "Can I pay for his drink?" And she goes, "Oh, pagar para él, to pay for him." And she, "Oh no, he already paid cash." And Alex says, "Not your best work." It was delivered perfectly on the radio. I didn't deliver it well here because it was just a synopsis. I said that Pearl Harbor bit fucking perfectly on the radio. You can listen back to it. It was good.
Clip that for the reel.
And he didn't even buy me my coffee, but just the thought, I was like, damn, I could never be a girl because I, as a man, would have sucked his dick. That's how much I loved having a drink bought for. That's the first time a man has ever bought a drink for me, and I was like, oh, for me?
Oh, well then.
Moi? How can I repay such a handsome favor? You know, like that's it. I was like, dude, I don't know how women do it. I don't know how women can get drinks bought for them and not immediately.
Because they're not thinking like guys.
Dude, I was like, yo, you bought me a drink? And it wasn't even like, because like how some dudes will take a girl to an expensive restaurant so they feel obligated, like I paid this much for you, so now you have to do it. It wasn't that. It was like, oh my God, what a sweet man that deserves the satisfaction and pleasure that I've now just received. Like, if I was a girl, I'd be giving head to every dude.
Foam up the coffee, friend.
Dude,
No time.
I was like, oh my God. Oh. Yeah, I couldn't be a girl.
That's it. Because they don't think like that. They think, oh, this guy's a weirdo. Thanks for the drink.
I don't, man. God bless them. God bless them that they don't have the lack of willpower that I almost had.
It, man. That's why they're women. That's why they keep talking all this shit about us.
Look, that's Sam. Oh my God, he's on the live. I was trying to buy your colada this afternoon.
Oh
Dude.
my God, that's amazing.
I can't believe you're watching. Did you hear the whole story or not? Oh my God.
Oh, he's hitting your DMs right now.
No, he's on the live chat. Everyone can see that I almost sucked this guy's dick right now. Yo, there's no way. Oh, that's so funny.
That's amazing.
Oh my God, yeah. I was so in love for that 1 second. I was like, if I was a girl, oh my God, Sam, you literally just tuned in and he says no, you didn't hear it. Sam, I was just saying that I could never be a girl because you offering to buy my colada that I already paid for, you didn't even buy me a drink. You just wanted to buy me a drink out of sheer respect. I was like, damn, I kind of want to suck his dick right now. And I'm a straight man that's never done that before. But I was like, if I don't get how girls get drinks bought for them and don't feel that much happiness and love for the men that are doing that for them. Like, I was like, dude, I felt so enamored in that moment. I was like, me? I don't even know how I can repay you. That's great. He says he's calling in. Yeah, fucking call in.
Oh my God.
Oh, we just went to commercial break. We'll be back in 4 minutes. So if you can hold for 4 minutes, Sam. That is so funny. And the odds that he tunes in the second after I say it.
You're talking about it.
That's crazy to me.
Sage Dental's
That's
comprehensive
so
care
funny.
is now available near you. Our new patient package is a free exam and x-rays. $100 off every $400 of general treatment.
Oh man, I'm tired. I've been tired the past few days. I don't know what it is.
We're committed to your family's
How much cocaine have you been doing?
Not enough.
all your dental needs in one place.
That's the
Visit
best answer.
mysagedental.com today to book an appointment.
Not none, but not enough. Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh.
I gotta follow him back. Just follow
No,
him back.
I got a follow out of you.
It's not that hard to get a follow out of me.
No, I'm just saying, like that's cool for him that he got himself a follow. Didn't even have to pay for the coffee.
Didn't even pay for the coffee. I see love blooming. Who knows? You might still have a chance to repay him.
There you go.
Hey man, let's see how this phone call goes.
Put on the music. Oh man.
Dude, that's so funny.
It's amazing. Great timing.
With Future Health, they give millions of people affordable access to weight loss meds for less than $3 a day. Just take their quick 3-minute survey, and from there, if approved by
Did he call in?
you'll get prescribed.
Yes.
Oh, he did? Perfect.
Delivered to your door within 24 hours. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com. Tryfh.com. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
How would you like to win $1,000?
I would love it.
Enjoy that and appreciate it
You're
very much.
amazing,
It's
man.
grand in your hand. Your chance to win $1,000 just by listening.
This company can give away $1,000 13 times a day and can't pay us to do this show more than once a week.
Your math works.
$13,000 a day.
That's across the entire company.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's nationwide.
Yeah, but it's each format.
A man who became lifelong friends with a stranger
I think
in
so.
New York who saved his life makes
No?
today's Dean's List. Paul Myers was
I think
eating
so.
at a McDonald's a year ago.
Yeah,
at
they
the
should be
Park
ta-
Stop.
yes.
Brian Harris was at the right place
was 2
at
days.
the right time when he stepped in to help.
Double
Brian
us.
used CPR and
Yeah, dude,
performed
that would be
it, along
crazy.
with using
That would
a
be crazy, dude.
defibrillator that
Can you
was in the
imagine 2
restaurant
days of
before
Football
days?
Fridays?
came on scene.
Do you
After
do
he
football
recovered,
Fridays
Paul
on like a
went to find the
Tuesday?
man.
Yeah, and we still call it Football
That
Fridays.
would be amazing. Keep calling it Football Fridays on a Tuesday.
Start his heart again. Since then,
That's so
they've
funny.
met several times and have
You got your
become
octopus ready?
close.
Because after we talk to
Paul
Sam,
says
that
he's
is next.
eternally grateful that Brian saved his life, but he says it's been difficult
This is
to
fucking
think of a way
commercial.
to thank him. When they met for the first time, Brian said it was good to see his buddy doing so well. Both are grateful for their new friendship. Brian, you're a hero. We're glad you're feeling good.
All right.
Janice Dean, Fox News.
And we're back on Football Fridays. Will Altoff, Luis Diaz. We're here till 6 o'clock talking about the games happening this weekend. And Lewis was on the IG Live talking about
Dude, I was
something
say-
that happened to him today.
I was saying that if I was a woman, I would get into bed with so many men. and this is only and this is why. I was at La Carreta on the way in today, and a dude offered to buy my coffee. I had already paid for it. I paid cash. I had already paid for my coffee. And he had, and after he was like, "Oh, can I pay you?" Oh no, yeah, he already paid. He's like, "Oh, whatever." And the lady told me, so I said, "Oh my God, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that." And it's crazy because like men buy women drinks all the time, and it doesn't lead to anything.
Right.
I got offered to have a drink purchased for. The guy didn't even buy it. I was like, "I'll sleep with him. I'll sleep with him." And not out of like obligation, out of appreciation. Like, how can I repay you? I have to give you pleasure now in any form that you'll take it in. And I'm saying this on IG Live. Right when I finish saying it, he jumps on the IG Live, sees the phone number that's tagged on it, calls us in. Is Sam on the line?
Sam is there on the line. He's called in. Sam, you were going to buy his coffee today?
Hey, how are you guys?
Sam, I'm aroused right now. What's up, brother?
Nothing much, buddy. I saw him. I recognized him. Man, look who it is. It's Lewis. So, as a nice gesture, I was like, you know what? Let me see what he's ordering. So I asked the girls. Oh no, he ordered a class. Hey, whatever he bought, put it on my tab. I got him. And it was just a nice gesture.
I appreciate. And you.
And I
understand.
told him he asked me. Hey, what's it for? I was like, real recognizes real is what I told him.
That's so sweet. And I recognized you in that second because that was so real. I need
Yeah,
I need
man,
the
yeah.
world to understand because I keep going back to men buying women drinks and them not wanting to like repay the man in any, not even with a high five.
No,
I'm
you
not
just give him a
saying
weird look.
they just say thanks and they don't give him the time of day. A colada, which is what it was $2.14. This man wasn't. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know what his limit was, but all he was gonna give me was $2.14 worth, and I was like,
No,
"I'll give you the world. I'll give you the world, Sam."
Oh man, no man, it was just it was. I recognized. I was like, you know what? I asked the girls like, whatever he has, whatever you order, just put it on my tab. I'll take care of it. But yeah, he just ordered a coffee. He already paid for it. I was like, okay, cool.
You know,
But yeah,
had I
man.
known you were gonna do that, I would have ordered a pan con tortilla. I would have had a couple of
Right? You would have ordered-
I would have splurged, dude. But
Get as
no,
much
man,
as you can.
I really appreciate it, bro, and I'm happy that you tuned in.
No, of course, man.
The timing of it is unreal, but that's perfect, bro.
No, it was. I just left the office now because my office is nearby, and I'm like, I just got on IG. I'm heading now to pick up my kids, and I'm like, oh shit, look at this live. Let me just jump on there, and it was just, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Awesome.
It's
Hey,
crazy, but yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Now that I'm here with you guys, I called in. They asked me, hey, where are you calling from? And obviously I have to represent the city of Hialeah. Born and raised in Hialeah. So
That's my dog.
not ashamed of it. Not ashamed of it. A lot of people from Hialeah are ashamed to say where they're from. They try to say, "Oh, I'm from Miami," but you cannot be ashamed to say where you're from,
brother.
You
I
know,
was in
city of Hialeah has.
I was in Hialeah this morning filming with Mayor Bovo because they got the Food and Wine
Oh,
Festival.
cool.
They got the Food and Wine Festival coming up February 8th.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give him this free airtime because
Yes.
it's Hialeah and we love Hialeah. February
It's
8th.
centennial year. It's the centennial
Yeah,
year.
it's
We're in the centennial year.
They decided to do the first annual Hialeah Food and Wine Festival at Hialeah Park. And yeah, so I was there filming. So today I was there today. And yeah,
Look at that.
So yeah, we always love Hialeah.
Sam, we appreciate you checking in. Thanks for helping take care of our boy Lewis. And thank you as always.
course.
I'll see you at La Carreta later.
Thanks, man.
No, I
Thanks.
appreciate you guys. I'll see you later on. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Sam. That's good,
Oh,
man.
That's
right?
so cool, bro.
So he recognized you. Obviously, you go out, you do stand up. You got any gigs lined up?
I do. I am gonna be. I have a few. I'm glad you asked. I am gonna be in Dania, the Dania Improv next Friday. So right after this show, or is it Thursday? Oh, it's Thursday, January 30th. I'm gonna be in Dania. Then February 20th, 21st, and 22nd, I'm going to be at the Miami Improv opening for Brian Callen. And then in April, I'm going to be in Clearwater. I know we're not broadcasting to Clearwater.
Not yet.
But for the people that are watching on IG and they live in Clearwater, whoever it is, if you live in Clearwater and you're listening on the iHeart app, I'm going to be in Clearwater April 18th and 19th. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait. And the most important one, February 2nd. This is a free show.
Okay.
A free show in Coconut Grove. There's a restaurant called Barry's. It's been there forever. It's a staple in the Grove. And me and my buddies at Cafecito Comedy, we're doing a free show. But to get in, you do need to make a reservation because it's free. We can't just be letting everyone walk in. So if you want to guarantee a seat, make a reservation. Go to Cafecito Comedy on Instagram, and you'll see the phone number to call to make your reservation. But yeah, it's a free show. And it's going to be me and a couple of other great comics from Miami that are actually touring at the moment. I don't know why they're making it free because Justin is the manager at the Improv, founder of Cafecito Comedy.
Okay.
He puts on a lot of shows around the city, and this one he's doing a comedy show. I think he called in all his favors because he's got headliners that travel.
Oh, okay.
And we're all doing this show for the love of the game, for the love of our boy.
Yeah.
So this is
That's cool.
Come in and do the show because it's going to be good.
So there you go. You can see
February
Lewis
2nd for free. You can see me for free.
I like that.
Yeah.
Next week in Dania, you're right by my house. I might, but it's Thursday. I got to do this
Thursday.
fish tank. What time do you go on Thursday night?
The show's at 8.
I'm going to be in Davie until 8.
Let me see what time the show.
Maybe I can figure it out. I'd like to come stop by.
No, because I'm featuring. I'm in the middle.
Right.
And the show's going to start at like 8:15, 8:20 anyway.
So I could probably get there.
Yeah, I got you and your wife. You can come in for free.
Might have to do that.
I got you.
So while we're talking about things to do,
I got it. I'm ready. I have it pulled up.
The Octopi for this weekend. We got 2 games to choose from, it would seem. That's it for these 8-legged parlays. You had a good one. I don't know that I don't know though. I'm all the one that you gave me, the one leg that you were talking about.
Ooh, the lock.
Yeah.
The lock. I did my research, and in the last 4 games, in 3 of them, Jaden Daniels had at least 13 carries. At least 13 carries.
I can't believe it's that much.
The only game, because he didn't play the entire regular season finale, I don't think. And even in that game, he had 4 carries.
Mm-hmm.
So in all the games, he's played all of them. And again, maybe he played the entire regular season finale. I just don't think
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But they've got Jaden Daniels at 12 over 11.5 carries at like plus 305, I think.
Anything plus is good.
It's plus something.
I'm all about plus.
And to me, that just seems like a lock.
Interesting.
Let me make sure. Jaden Daniels rush attempts. Oh no, I oversold. It's plus 105. Never mind. I oversold.
Still, it's a plus.
But still, 12 plus attempts is a lock.
Yeah.
Seems to be the lock for Jaden Daniels. So
what else you got in your octopus?
All right, I've got Jaden Daniels as well as over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
I've got Terry McLaurin over 50 rushing, over 50 receiving yards.
Okay.
And then I think that I've got the game at over 47.5 points. This one, I feel like I'm looking at it now and I'm regretting because of that Eagles defense. But I just, if there's going to be a high scoring game, I feel like
it could be.
I feel like this one could be it. Then in the Bills Chiefs game, Josh Allen over 9 rush attempts, under 47.5 rushing yards. And then I've got Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen both over 1.5 pass touchdowns.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so
I've got them both over.
So I've got Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I've got Josh Allen over 24.5 rushing yards.
Okay, so as long as it's in that,
Yes.
as long as it's in that,
It's
we're
in
giving
that
ourselves a window.
So we're going like 25 to 70.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yes.
I got a Chiefs win. I got a Josh Allen anytime touchdown.
All those seem like locks to me.
Terry McLaurin anytime touchdown.
Risky, but I like it.
Risky,
but I like it.
Saquon anytime touchdown.
Lock.
Saquon over 80 yards. I saw the line is like
124.5.
It's insane, right? No way.
124.
I am not playing that number.
And then as soon as I hit under, he runs for 200.
Right? Like I can't. That's why I was like 80. I feel comfortable with 80.
80's good.
80's
he'll
good.
hit. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to get 100.
79.
He's going to get 100 in the first half.
Right? That's what's going to happen.
And you're going to be like, I could have made more money.
And I got an Eagles win.
All right.
So I got an Eagles win and a Chiefs win.
I like it. I don't mind that Super Bowl.
It's an Andy Reid Super Bowl.
Oh, again. But this time Jason's not there.
Oh well.
It'd be great if the Eagles win this time.
Jason will be there. He'll just be in if they make it. He'll just the Chiefs, that is. He'll just be in there drinking and ripping his shirt off.
But if the Eagles win this Super Bowl, I'm gonna feel like watching how like Roberto Luongo on the side for when the Panthers finally won the cup. I'm like, you deserved it more than any of these
like
guys.
Tiki Barber, the year after the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Like I'd feel bad for Jason. I'm like, you guys win it now. Now when he's gone,
he won it though, right? Yeah, he was there on the team that won.
He was there for the Philly special team.
Yeah, I mean, if you win, like if he hadn't won,
I get you're absolutely,
and then they win, it would have been a nightmare. But at least he's got one.
Yeah, never mind. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
That guy, what a life he's living. He's doing commercials.
Wait, hold on. You got to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's part of a scam. Somebody's been selling fake Jason Kelce merchandise.
Did you figure out
$200K?
Did you figure out what they were selling?
I didn't even get there. I have no idea. What is anybody selling? Like his trading cards can't be worth much. Maybe it's like fake autographs or something.
It's got to be fake autographs. I was thinking along the lines of like game worn stuff,
right?
Because that's something you can buy at Dick's, rub it into the grass for 20 minutes, and say, "Oh, this is
run and sweat."
Yeah, this is game worn. They got this.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Game worn gloves, game worn sweatbands, jersey. I don't know. It's who's buying 200. I understand he's like an icon, like Fitzy, anything Fitzy. People love him. They're like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah,
like people just love him, and I get why. I see the appeal, but man, $200,000 worth of fake goods.
Right.
I wonder if there was a point when they hit like 100,000 because it's 3 people. If they hit like a
Get
point where
out.
they were 100,000, we're like, man, maybe we should stop
Just
doing
gotta
this.
go.
It's like, no, man, we gotta
Right?
keep it and keep it.
It's like the bank robbers that just keep going.
I'm sure if they would have got to 300,000 to split 100K each, they would have stopped. So they were just so close.
They were so close.
It was so close.
Oh well. Coming back on the other side, final segment of the week.
You feel?
You feel?
Walter, Mercadolfins.
Oh.
Mercadolfins.
Other side here on Football Fridays.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Traffic Center.
I hit the button.
Yeah, his cards aren't worth anything. Yeah, a Jason Kelsey card is not going for shit.
It can't be worth anything, right?
Not going for shit. Oh my God, speaking of cards, I was digging through my closet.
Yeah.
I found a card I've always known I had, and on it it's graded 10 mint. So that's
Oh, you have it's great.
a Miguel Cabrera minor league card. I don't know what that goes for, but I'm like, that's got to be better than a rookie card. This is pre-rookie.
What's the is it like a Bowman card or something? Do you know the brand?
Oh, I took a picture of it. Love Fitzy. Everyone loves Fitzy. Hell yeah, Untamed Irish. We love Fitzy around here. I took a picture of it. Oh, I don't even know this brand, bro. Just Miners, TM. Beckett.com is, I guess, who graded it.
No.
Just Memorabilia Inc. Yeah, Just Miners is the name of the brand. There's no way that's worth
It's a
anything.
nice card for your collection.
Yeah, I love it. The problem is the card is mint because it's been thrown around in my closet and I was a kid when I got it. The case holding it is cracked.
up.
So the case is cracked, but the card is in mint
There
condition.
you go.
It's a couple hundred. The Miguel Cabrera minor league card is a couple hundred.
Really?
I gotta look it up. Not that I don't believe you, but I want to see how many couple hundreds there it's worth. Miguel Cabrera minor league card. This is the card.
Oh my God. $300 I'm seeing on eBay. Somebody's got a list.
I just saw the exact card though. This one. Okay. $4, $5. And that's the exact card I have. $5 is what it's worth.
Oh, this one's autographed.
All right, so I got the shit one. God damn it. Of all the minor league, because I'm seeing some minor league Miguel Cabrera cards that are going for money. Like this one's 187. But damn, I'm mad that it's only worth $5.
Oh man. Oh, I saw your boy Red opens cards, or he was opening.
yeah,
cards.
he loves cards.
Does
That's
he
his.
still do
He
that?
loves that shit. Yeah.
I used to sell cards on like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah?
When I was out of work. I did it for a minute.
It's good money.
It was for a minute,
And then it stops.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him go. I haven't seen him do a break recently though. So I guess he got to that point.
I used to do a ton of breaks. And then I was out of work. It was like right when that stuff was hitting, like late 2020. And like I remember I was on Instagram, just like people. I was like, "What is happening right now?" People running like live casinos on Instagram. You ever see that stuff?
Yeah.
That stuff's wild.
It's a lot.
Like people rolling dice and dealing cards on Instagram and like,
It's pretty lit.
right?
Alex, if you hold it a couple years after he's inducted, it'll be worth more. Yeah, but though I just saw it on eBay. It's worth $5 on eBay.
That'll be
Maybe
worth
because mine is mint. It's in a case and it says mint. Like here, I'll show you the. It says.
We're back here on Football Fridays. Lewis is on Instagram Live. He's got a Miguel Cabrera minor league rookie card. Just trying to figure out if it's worth anything.
It's not. It's not. I had a guy on Instagram. Alex said, "Oh, it's probably worth a couple hundred." And I went on on eBay, there are minor league cards for Miguel Cabrera that are a couple hundred, but mine is going for $3 and $4.
Well, that's it.
Bro, I got so heartbroken because I'm like, he's a great player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. It might be worth a lot because rookie cards are important. Imagine a minor league. That's a pre-rookie card. Oh, fire. And no, it is not worth jack. Look at this one. This one's $187. We're going for $187. Mine, $499. In a couple years. Oh, look at this. Oh, wait. This one is going for $259. It's my same card.
Is that like a buy it now?
No, oh, but it's autographed.
Oh, there you go.
But it's a PSA 9. I have a PSA 10.
Yeah, sometimes they jack up those prices if it's like a buy it now, just to see if people will pay for it.
Oh, it's like an upgrade of a card because like I have the regular. That one's a silver.
Speaking of cards, have you seen that one? The Paul Skeens debut patch.
An
set?
11-year-old got it.
Yeah.
An 11-year-old got it.
Crazy, that one of one.
Bro.
My wife was like, "What is the
Deal with that thing?" And I was like, "Well, the guy was the rookie of the year, and I guess Topps just started doing these debut patch cards.
Yeah.
So this is like the first edition of these cards." And this guy is amazing. And yeah, man.
But so an 11-year-old, the one thing I didn't read, does he live in Pittsburgh?
No.
So then what is that? Because the Pirates came out a while, like a couple months ago when the card was first sold to the public.
Kid turned it down, by the way.
As you should though.
100%. Sell the card.
Because the Pirates came out and they're like, we'll give you 30 years of season tickets right behind the plate. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. You can use our stadium for a softball game. You can do this. You can do that. Da, 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 da. But like, if you don't live in Pittsburgh, none of that is enticing.
I think I saw the kid lives in LA.
Yeah. Alex, California, LA, California. Yeah. So that's nothing.
Right.
I'd sell it to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And get tickets to their games, you know?
But I saw as well, like I saw an article somewhere. The kid has like a diary and they have like posts from inside this kid's diary of like, he was talking. Oh, it must've been it might've been Golden. The people who were selling the card. Maybe they had this talking about how he was hoping to win the card and they got this box for Christmas or something. And that pulling the card was a dream come true. But a lot of people are like, dream come true. You're selling it. Like you're selling us that you're pulling this card. It was a dream come true. And like right away, you're like, all right, I'm getting rid of it now. Like,
so Alex, the guy who's he buys and sells cards cards is his living.
Okay.
He's the one that told me that it would be worth a couple hundred. Then when I showed him which card it was, he's like, it's at least maybe it's 40 because it's mint.
Yeah.
And so not the 4 I'm seeing on there on eBay, but it's $40. But he's saying that it's $1 million card that he's putting for auction on Fanatics. So no, not a dream come true because maybe the $1 million.
He's going with Fanatics, not Golden. I know that Golden, another company that sells
he said it's
memorabilia. They were saying, oh, we'll sell it for you or whatever.
It's $1 million card and he's putting it for auction on Fanatics Collect.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the dream come true. The card isn't anything.
Right,
The
it's
$1
the
million
cash.
You're getting for the card.
That's what it is.
What is you're an 11-year-old kid. What do you do with $1 million?
Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah, Blank Check.
Yeah, you know what you do? You buy video games and candy.
Yeah, your
Pizza
parents
rolls.
get pissed.
Right? No, they don't because like they're spending that money too.
Here's the question. Oh, he says he turned down Golden. He's going with Fanatics. You're a parent.
Yeah.
The kid's 11. He doesn't know. You paid for the card.
Right. If we sell that card, half of that money is going into a trust for you.
Yeah.
That other half,
but we paid for.
We're balling.
I remember I did I was a young kid. I always loved poker. For some reason, I learned poker at like Texas Hold'em at like 10, 11 years old, and I just took to it. I was always pretty good at it. And my cousin was having a big tournament with like a bunch of his college buddies and like family and stuff. So I went as like a 13-year-old and my dad went. And because I was a 13-year-old, I didn't have money. My dad paid for it.
Right.
I won the tournament.
Okay.
And one that pissed everyone off because how is a 13-year-old going to beat grown men at poker? I don't know. You're either lucky in bed or lucky in cards. You know how it goes. And so I won the whole thing. And my dad was like, hey, you at least got to pay me back the entry fee. And I was like, whoa, no, I won all this money. He's like, I paid for it. Without me, you wouldn't be here. And my dad was dead serious. And I was like, money changes people, Dad. Okay, here's your entrance fee. But I got to imagine if you're the dad of the kid, like the kid feels entitled to the $1 million because he's the one that pulled it. His dad bought it for him.
Right.
But I wonder if this tears the family apart.
Listen, I don't want this to be a Lifetime movie. Let's just be happy for the kid.
Yeah, but like as the dad, I'm going to be pissed if I don't get some. I would tell the kid like, hey, 500,000. Yeah, we're going to put that in an account. But because we bought the card, we're going to put 500,000 for us. And we're going to buy a house. And, you know, like, I don't know. His parents, if I was his dad, the relationship, you understand? I'm so conflicted.
So we're running out of time, Lewis.
See.
Did you feel?
I feel. Oh, I feel.
I feel like you deserve half of the money if you sell the card.
I feel like I want that money. If my daughter pulls $1 million card, I pull the $1 million card. You know what I'm saying? I get the money. But I feel like a new president is in office. I've seen it online, and it just makes sense. Commander-in-Chief.
It's clever.
Commander and Chief. I feel like that's not going to be it. I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles. That is, I believe, Patrick Mahomes. And this game in the Bills, everyone thinks of the overtime. Everyone thinks it's going to come down to the wire. I think that the Chiefs win by more than 7 points. More than 7, maybe 8. But not 6 or less. No, I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be the close game. I think the Bills are putting it too much pressure. And I don't know how the Santeria of the Chiefs keeps working, but it's working. It works. And that Santeria is very strong. They're going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be close. It's definitely not going to go into overtime. And by the way, I hope I'm wrong because it would be a good thing. It will be a good game. But I don't think the Bills are going to win. I don't think they're going to make it as exciting.
I think you're probably right. I think it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on the Bills. The Chiefs just keep winning. They got nothing to prove. It's the Bills they got to prove.
And you know what's going to happen? Another prediction. When the Bills lose, Stephon Diggs will somehow make his way on the field and still looking at the parade of confetti that he cannot get.
Right.
It's going to happen again, but he's going to be in his Texans jersey. Do you feel?
I feel like our time is running out.
Nah, you have to feel something.
I feel like the Chiefs and the Eagles, just like you.
Chiefs,
I feel that's it. I feel that's how it goes this weekend.
Do you know what I feel? And this is our actual the reason we started this bit is for the bold predictions.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley over 200 yards.
Oh!
Over 200 yards.
Oh, I can't.
Because Jalen Hurts cannot throw the ball. So Saquon Barkley over 200 yards. That's what I feel. Walter Mercado feels Saquon Barkley 200 yards. Put it in the Hard Rock app.
We hope you enjoy the games this weekend.
We hope so.
We appreciate the help of Carlos Picari on the other side, OJ McDuffie, and Ethan Skolnick joining us today. We're back next Friday. Luis Diaz, Will Altoff. This is Football Fridays.
The Miami Dolphins play here.
Hurry up, hurry up!